build a base
Can't hear you too well.
that is extremely uncomfortable to look at and use.
And I decided to jump on doing
And
that.
you are on the same train now with me, and I'm so sorry.
I did it through choice. Oh no!
You chose, yeah, you just chose to ride that, and here we are now. So,
I mean, yours is quite uncomfortable to look at.
oh man, the front door is a trap door. It's a nightmare.
Hang on,
It's
hang
bad.
on. Watch what you're saying, B-dubs, because my front door's a trapdoor as well. Please.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, this is amazing.
Look at this, a beautiful place.
Well, the issue is, so I've just received some absolutely horrific news. B-dubs built his house as a challenge to
That's
make
right.
a really ugly house that was uncomfortable to look at. And I jumped on the bandwagon.
You said, man, what a great idea.
It works though. It's like you're establishing a neighborhood.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
it.
no, it's coming together. It's coming together.
I even brought you a housewarming gift.
Oh,
Wow.
oh my goodness, you brought beds.
B-dubs, I'll give you one too.
This is exciting.
I know you love these.
Oh, yay.
I can give you a potion of slow falling for that. Oh, hey, Joel, just here to take a few more trees
Just
from
more
your...
trees. Cool.
Oh, baby, I think it's done. Have you got any ideas of how I could get into this thing now that it's kind of almost done?
You could go through the chimney. You set up a chimney and walk sideways through
That's
it.
such a good idea. That's actually genius.
Are you digging up through the mounds?
I don't know where I am. I've been underground for what feels like a week.
Oh, I could do with some cobblestone, actually, if you have any.
Dude, all the cobblestone in the world you want. Just please get me out of this hole.
Oh, just dig up. Dig up.
I'm
It's
on
okay.
9
Come up.
heart. You can't say just dig up. I don't know where I am.
Just dig up, man. We can see your name tag. You're like a few blocks under the surface.
Have you ever
Yeah,
heard
but
of
there's also
F3
about
before?
700 skellies around me.
Oh, okay. Well, you could have
just dig
mentioned
up.
that.
Isn't that
Just
a
dig
lot?
up.
And I'm also only on 9 hearts.
Why are you only on 9
I have
hearts,
been to
dude?
hell and back, and I mean that literally.
Have you finished your task yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
been
So you can
stuck
still get
underground.
20. It's fine.
How have you been
What?
stuck underground? Nobody gets
Because
stuck
I ran
underground
out
in
of wood
Minecraft.
and I didn't have enough to make a pickaxe.
Oh.
See, that seems like a skill issue.
It very much is. Do you need cobble? There you go. There's the stack.
Ooh, that is
Ooh.
nice. I'm a big
That's all
fan.
I got for you.
What happened?
No, your house is so tall.
Oh no!
Why'd you
Cleo!
drop? Don't stand on the house, then drop off it. I know it's all a bit confusing because it is sideways and you think that you're not on the top. I mean, you are on the top, but you're actually on the side. It all gets a bit confusing, you know. But it's all dangerous.
Oh, I'm on 8.5 now.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, this is working. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, how do I get? How do I get out? I'm stuck in my house.
You okay, Mumbo?
Hey, though, you don't happen to have a trapdoor that you could throw to me, do you?
I'll try to get you one.
I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
You got it?
I'm stuck
It's
in my
not going
house.
to be a good color.
He's trapped in his house. He's one of those hoarders, you know, the stack of newspapers still on him.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if this goes.
Oh, that's beautiful. An acacia
Swish.
trapdoor, just what I need. Oh no! Oh no! I don't want to leave. I crawl out of my house. I'm so vulnerable. Can anyone check outside my
Why
window?
is there a trident?
Wait, did I just see a trident go past? What on earth?
You
Oh
did.
gosh! I'm closing my trapdoor. I'm going back in my chimney. My house
I
is
hear that
finished.
your guys are building mounds.
There has been some
yeah.
mound action. Yep.
Yep.
More than welcome to join.
I'll be down to be a mound.
Yeah, mound it up,
You know what they say?
baby.
In for a penny, in for a mound.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's pretty
You got
good.
Martin with that one.
What is a what thing lives in a mound? It's moles, isn't it? We could be the moles. They're good.
Oh, the
moles.
moles.
You can live
yes.
on the ground.
I
course.
noticed you guys don't have any cherry wood in your build.
Woo! Thank you.
That is pretty good.
Wait.
These,
Wait, is
They
this,
look
this is for
great.
free?
The upside down stuff and sideways stuff looks good, but it's not very
Thank you.
colorful.
Thank
Who built
you.
This one,
Very
though?
good,
Who built
Mumbo.
this one?
Very good.
This one.
I think that was Martin's panic box.
Amazing.
It is nice.
It is lovely.
That's beautiful.
I especially like the roof. You've got a sales voice on Impulse. I can't help but notice.
Look at the top of the mountain. Have you guys seen what's going on up there? There's lots of beautiful houses
The
up there.
mangrove.
Yeah, there's a mangrove, but
Why is there
mostly
so much
cherry
fire
wood.
pits?
A lot of stuff going on up there.
Yeah, it looks a little bit culty actually.
It's actually no. We're all kind of we're just hanging around the fire, having a
That
good
sounds
time,
real
admiring,
cozy. Sounds real
admiring
cozy.
cherry logs. There you go. All right.
Is this your task to give everyone cherry logs, Impulse?
I have a feeling his task is to get everyone to put
No.
cherry in their aces.
No,
Yeah.
I am.
that
I'm
is.
just trying to be a good steward of the server and make sure everything looks beautiful.
So if
is
I was
all.
to put a cherry block, so you got 5 minutes right now, Impulse. So
Yeah.
a bit of high pressure stales. If I was to put a cherry block in my base, would that? You'd be happy about that, would you?
I would be happy about that. Yeah.
You'd be ecstatic,
Cherry
right?
wood. Cherry wood
How
makes me
happy,
very
Impulse?
happy.
Like
How
2
happy?
iron happy?
In
3 iron
fact,
happy?
if you want to
Are
spread a
you
little bit
slash
of,
giving
Oh,
a
actually,
little...
I could do with some of that. That would be
Two?
nice.
I
That
like
would be
fire.
a
good.
bit of that too. I just
Okay,
want
okay,
you guys to embrace some colors. All.
you
Oh,
think
okay.
the cherry
just a
blossoms on me.
little, just a little bland over there.
I mean, he's not lying. They are pretty. I mean, when these grow, they are going to look rather beautiful. Yours looks really pretty. How? How? Yours is just a mound, though. Why does yours look pretty? Why? Why does this
Get a
happen?
cherry wood door. You see, it makes all the
This
difference.
is so annoying. I don't understand
you
building.
need.
It doesn't make any sense. How have you made just a it's the same. Look, I've got the same thing as you, but it's just got a house on it. And why is mine worse? And on that age-old conundrum of why are builders better at building regardless of what they're building, I'm leaving you. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The next episode.
Hey guys, today we're watching more Steven Universe Future.
And if you want to hear the full uncut commentary, then check out our Patreon.
Get this video to 12,000 likes if you want us to watch the end of Steven Universe.
And remember to subscribe so you don't miss that epic Steven Universe content.
Weed in the future. There is no more weed in the future.
If you think about it, basically every problem in this show would be solved if Steven got high.
He gets eerily close. There's an alternate timeline where there's 21 episodes, and one of them is he becomes a stoner.
If Seth Rogen was the executive producer.
You really gonna skip the most egg-essential meal of the day?
Of course not. I've got all my morning nutrients in this protein shake.
I just drank a protein shake. I'm literally him.
Protein shake heads catching L's right now.
Catching L's, W's more like it. He's just like me, for real.
Of course. Go get him, champ.
Yeah, go get him.
This is the worst thing ever because, you know, it's like the experience of being a kid and your parents still treat you like a little kid when you're growing up and starting to mature. Except in this case, you have like 4 different parents. 5. How many? He has too many parents.
He has so many parents, and all of them are from different backgrounds that make them traumatic in different ways.
Okay, just have to take the work then.
Sometimes you can't grind, Steven. You have to enjoy the little things.
You have to enjoy some unhealthy food and let yourself go, Steven. You're too skinny.
You haven't eaten today, Steven. Pinches his cheeks, bro. The Portuguese grandmother pinches his cheeks. You haven't eaten today. You haven't eaten today.
Bro's very Portuguese coded.
Steven Tag!
Yo,
Yo!
Steven Tag.
The best part of fucking Steven Universe.
This is canon. Remember earlier with the Ronaldo episode,
Yeah.
Steven Tag?
That's why every episode of Steven Universe matters. They're all important.
Classic Steven.
Classic Steven?
Classic Steven.
You used to be better when you were a kid, bro. When you didn't stress over your life.
He should turn into old decrepit Steven when he's like turning really old and he's about to die.
Happy birthday. Oh, it's my favorite episode, bro. I love that.
You know the rules.
We should play Steven Tag. Like, if you get tagged, you have to like mangle and like distort your body and get like terrifying plastic surgery to look exactly like Steven Universe.
That sounds so appealing.
Hiding under the covers, are we?
If Steven Universe was an anime, there'd definitely be a scene where he's like got magazines underneath his bed, and Amethyst is like, "Oh, Steven." Pro's like, "Oh, Steven, what is this?"
Luckily, he's American, though, so he represses his sexuality.
Like a good American, like a good Puritan.
The power of Steven Tag compels me!
Pearl Steven is so This is literally all fucking Steven OCs. This is like your Steven Universe OC.
Ugh.
This is extra white Steven.
If Steven wasn't mixed race, that's what Pearl is.
Suga Light Steven. That was a fucking Smash intro right there.
This is epic.
What are they adding Steven Universe to Smash?
Oh, jeez.
That face is crazy. That was like a fucking Uncle Grandpa face right there.
See, that's a reference to the Uncle Grandpa episodes. You can't skip that one either.
Enough is enough!
You just beat the fuck out of them.
He stands menacingly at them.
Evil Steven.
Dude wears the black t-shirts now. He's edgy.
Tag.
Steven got fucked, man.
He's so cute.
No, I'm not!
Oh my god, he's so cute. It's the
He looks so gross with like the oversized clothes still on him.
It was actually pretty nice to spend time with... Thanks, Amethyst.
Steven definitely is like what would result from raising a child with 4 gay moms.
He's the only result you can get.
Now you all better run.
I just reused the animation there. It's kind of
So lazy. Look at the animation here. Incredibly lazy.
all reused.
Okay, this shouldn't take too long.
Bro, I've seen like a billion girls on TikTok that look like Lapis. I'm not gonna lie.
Can you send them my way?
Can you send them my way? They're blue skin with blue hair.
I'm trying to find a girl with blue skin that controls the water and has serious trauma.
She's giving TikTok witch energy, and I kind of fuck with it.
There they are!
I thought it was Sonic. There was a blue blur.
Sonic's destroying the environment for no reason. He teamed up with Robotnik after all this time.
I like the Lapis on the left. It's very devious energy.
Yeah, are you a left Lapis or a right Lapis?
It's like the Twix. Like, are you right Twix, left Twix? Obviously left fucking Lapis.
But I like the one on the right because she has freckles and that's cute.
Nope.
Why don't you come on down to Little Homeschool where you can...
Oh, I see. This is just a misunderstanding. Terraforming is what we like.
I'm so past terraforming. I'm into thrifting now. Lapis looks like she thrifts.
These peeps should just team up with like an oil company or something. Like then they can destroy the world, but like it's okay because it's for a big company.
They should get into fracking. Like, Lapis would be the greatest fracker of all time.
Living in nature, getting creative.
Yeah. Come on, we can do that for them.
Okay, just a little torture.
Hell yeah. Torture. Does waterboarding work on them?
That's it. Try making other shapes too. Anything you want.
They make a swastika.
Anything you want. Not that one. Not that simple.
Ooh, I just shit my pants.
I can't even hear the song. Shut up.
I'm tired of the fighting. I'm tired of the blame.
I feel like I could be watching like a J-Schlatt video where he's playing like Wii games.
Don't ruin this for me. Yo, what's up guys? Today we're playing Gartic Phone.
We played the craziest Gartic Phone things.
Blackface and Gartic Phone.
I'd love to.
Thumbnail. Nah, we ain't putting that bitch in the thumbnail. What? Fuck you, Lapis. You ain't thumbnail worthy.
Take that back right now, you bitch! Don't insult her!
Ain't no one picking on her bitch ass.
Oh, look who it is. Have you decided to give us a hand? You could say that.
Lapis is so funny and everything she says is so jokes.
That was a business joke.
Look out!
Do they forget that they all have the same powers? They can all just negate each other's attacks, can't they? Like, they all just control water.
Who's pitiful now?
Oh my god, she stooped to their level. This looks sick, though.
Me when the girl laughs at my micro-penis.
Hey, we're done. No more fighting. Sure, fine by me.
She said just a little bit of torture. And what did they do? Just a little bit of torture.
They did do that.
So is this at school you mentioned? Yeah.
Yeah, I told you Freckles Girl was the best one.
Yeah, she's way more fucking malleable. Fucking Goodwill ass, bro.
We're all right.
He's got great taste.
He uses a fucking cassette and he's 18, bro.
Sadie's printing cassette tapes.
He's so pretentious, bro. I know you have Spotify. I know you're forcing Greg to pay for your Spotify premium, Steven, and you still use the cassette tapes.
Hey, Steven. Hi, Lars.
Sadie!
Oh, this episode's fucked, man.
Oh yeah, this one is fucked.
This is the beginning of the end, bro. This episode is where it really spirals out of control.
Where the cringe really starts to come through.
So, how's stuff going with Shep? Huh? Shep?
Shaun the Sheep? I love Shaun the Sheep.
I've been dating Shaun the Sheep for 2 months.
What up, up, Sadie?
There's Sadie's they friend.
Is Steven not into the they/them pronouns? I thought he was about to be like to say some crazy shit.
I was thinking of doing a song with Shep.
Cool.
Wow, Shep is like the fucking Yoko Ono of Sadie and the Suspects, bro.
Is Sadie gay? Have you looked at her?
Who isn't gay in this fucking show?
Who here loves Sadie Killer and the Suspects? Well, our band tonight has only one of them.
Why would you say it like that, you fuck?
That's such a dickish way to introduce it.
When I was younger and I hated fun.
No.
I like most of the songs in Steven Universe, but as Gummy Brainrot said, this goes hard on mute.
Lars?
Hey, Steven.
Lars, wait up.
I love how fucking cool Lars is now. He's got the leather jacket, the ripped jean. Look at those shoes.
It's been real, Steven.
Lars, stop!
Steven.
Oh, he's having a breakdown.
Thank you, Steven, for interrupting the music. I really appreciate that.
But when did this happen? I didn't see any of this.
That's because it was private.
That happened off screen, Steven. Or you could have just asked them about it. Like, they could have just asked them about it. Like, they're your friends.
Steven is the type of MF to ship people.
Just hear me out.
Look, if I don't figure out how to get rid of this dome, all my friends are gonna die.
Like how chill Shep is. Shep is like the most chill person on the planet.
Yeah, Shep don't give a fuck.
If you don't get people in the grow, you'll suffocate them. In this case, literally.
You can kill the worm. Wait, just let it shrink enough that it kills the disgusting worm creature, and then you can fix it.
We'll still be your friends.
Even if we're light years away.
You guys.
Want a CD?
Have any tape cassettes?
I got you right here.
Then he fucking breaks it in half
He
in front of her.
throws it in the garbage.
Of course I don't want you to leave.
Buck up, man. Just come and visit.
It's just...
Look at that pose, man. Ours is so fruity with it. Man's looking like a strawberry.
When you turn pink, you kind of just you have to accept how strawberry you are.
That's what he should have said. He was like, me and Sadie tried to make things work, but I realized I don't like pussy.
I don't like pussy, Steven.
I want big fat cocks in my ass, Steven.
I'm a person and the person that I am can change.
This song sucks ass.
What if it ends with like a car crash? And then it's just a little time.
Wow. How much magic spit did it take to grow all these plants?
I grew these the old-fashioned way.
Steven Universe be playing Harvest Moon every day.
Motherfucker, just play Stardew Valley, bro. Why are you doing it IRL? It's kind of weird.
This little smarty is named Connie. This onion's name is Onion.
That's weird.
Instantly weird. Oh, instantly he fucked it up.
I named this one Lars. You're stuck in the ground, aren't you?
Steven, please stop while you're ahead.
Dude, even they know what's up. Even Pearl knows. She doesn't pick up on social cues, but this is the one social cue she understands.
Now, what would your feeling be if you come over to my house and I'm like, I just have a bunch of plants named after you guys?
This is Eden, the little cactus. This is Jack, the big booty cactus.
Ah, ouch.
No, why was that so slow?
That cactus really bounced back.
He's a survivor, just like you.
Jesus Christ, that's rough.
You've really sprouted up overnight. Good morning to you.
It sounds like Stitch.
Oh, Hannah Bean family. That is so cute.
Chrissy Bruckman. Hey.
Hey, what's up, Chrissy Bruckman? How you doing? One sec.
Chrissy Bruckman. How are you?
I'm good, yeah.
Chrissy Bruckman.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm trying to get soul speed for an enchanted book, but it's not. It's taking a while.
Ouch!
Yes.
This is fucked.
This is so crazy.
Why do I need to be needed?
It's such a great way to introduce him understanding his trauma and everyone else like figuring it out as well. I love this.
The way that like he can't control it, yeah.
Why'd you say all that stuff? Loud!
Oh, you know why.
You know why.
Dude, he can't even talk to his trauma cactus anymore. His problems are so bad.
It just seems like you've been having a hard time since you left homeschool, and just figured I should check in.
That's a very classic situation. Leaving homeschool and having a hard time.
Amethyst is the fucking best character in this season.
She is like crazy goated.
She is like crazy, like there for Steven, like since day dot. Like since episode 1 of Future, she's like been in his corner. But he just won't open up, man.
Cactus Steven?
Oh! This is how you do horror movie runs. The pot is kind of slay though.
I love pot.
Why don't you come back, let's say a couple hours for no reason whatsoever. Okay, bye.
Bro, the pan over is so good. It's such a serious scene, but they somehow make it like funny, but also like work.
It's like funny and like fucking terrifying.
I thought I should talk to you. Be quiet.
Dude, he's destroying the house.
This is like a Tuesday for them.
I'm sorry I mistreated you. I know you didn't mean to hurt anyone. You're just learning from the only role model you've got.
This is Scott Pilgrim.
Oh my god, it is. With the negative Scott. He accepts himself, man. Aw, that doesn't make any sense. Actually, cactuses don't have flowers on them.
They do.
Actually, I don't know what I'm saying.
Anything you need to talk about?
I think I've said enough.
Clearly not, because we got 9 more episodes of a spiral.
Hey, guys, what's the deal? Let me in!
Steven, no one needs your help.
Cookie Cat! He left his family behind! Just like Steven left his family behind.
The reboot of the classic Great Northern teen drama, Camp Pining Heart.
This episode is so good.
I love Peridot.
What is with this Rodrigo guy? He has no charisma.
And can we talk about this cinematography?
They're watching the Clone High reboot.
They're watching us. This is us. They're us watching Clone High or Velma or any of the fucking shows we watch.
Steven, you didn't tell me that they cast you.
His dream is playing. That's hard.
If we could put your dreams on the television, we can reboot the reboot.
Yo.
Steven, you definitely don't seem like you have any other problems in your life right now.
He still makes time to help his buddy Rodrigo with his confidence.
Stefan.
Self-insert. Literally self-inserting.
Hey, Jasmine. I hear you love birds.
He just looks like his fusion with his dad.
Yeah, he does.
Jasmine is in danger. What? She's headed toward an island full of dangerous birds.
I love how corny this is.
What's Steven's like fanfiction.net account?
It reads like a fanfiction is. Have dialogue conversation. They instantly understand. Go to the next dialogue scene.
I watched the whole thing live. Not sure what you were going for at the end there. That was pretty bizarre.
Why is she taking in stride? It's like the fucking diamonds that you've been scared of for your whole life, and she's like, that was a little weird.
I've come to the conclusion that we keep failing because we're relying on a script when we should have taken a more visual approach.
Peridot is abusing him in this episode.
No. Peridot, she's not good at picking up on anything at all.
I can't do Rodrigo dirty like that.
Whoa, Steven, hold on. You're talking about them like they're real people. It's just a story.
I need a clip of that. I need a clip of that for so many situations on Twitter. Hold up. You're talking about them like they're real people. It's just a story.
Wow. Stefan is so great. What?
The music, the editing, the cinematography.
We gotta stop. Are you listening to me? Why won't you look at me?
That's terrifying.
Oh, he's trapped inside of his dreams, yeah. He hit the dab pen too hard before he slept tonight, so he's like in a deep slumber. Like he's in a deep sleep.
I don't think I know how to be a friend without something to fix. But I just can't do it anymore.
He literally is. He has a problem. He has to fix something. He has to be Handy Manny. He has to be Bob the Builder.
I don't want to be Bob the Builder anymore.
Steven, I saw everything. It's fine. We don't have to do this anymore.
It took spelling it out to your artistic friend for them to hug you.
How could you lie to me like that, Rodrigo? I guess you just can't help being a bad person.
And this is how Spilling the Milk started.
This is how it started, bro.
This was the beginning of me and Jack's long-lasting friendship.
I'm so excited for you to get out there and experience some.
Whoa. Pearl don't know what she's doing, bro. Pearl is all up on Bismuth's bismuth.
Pearl was literally stripping Bismuth right there.
Ah, I love this song.
What? Better Call Saul? This is one of the best parts.
Without risking your neck, K's camshafts.
It's a banger. It's like the most Pearl thing ever for her to really fuck with an advertising jingle.
They're just a few of my human friends. So have you guys known Pearl long?
I've basically known Pearl my whole life.
She's my mom. Just say she's your mom, bro. She folds your clothes in the morning.
Whoa, is that Connie? Patricia! Daniel!
Yo.
Daniel looks like an NPC.
Like a default skin-ass motherfucker.
Does Mom tore into him over his last test scores?
I know how that is. One time, White Diamond tore into me. 16.
So you're taking AP classes?
Just say you're homeschooled, bro. Just say you're homeschooled.
Oh, and then leave him. Con, you have to help your boy out in that situation. That's kind of fucked.
He's better at befriending people trying to literally kill him than just a normal human being.
It's your first time, right?
You can go on without me.
Trying to
I'll
literally
catch
kill.
up.
Oh, okay.
Help. Help. The cringe of this show. Bro, just say yes, I need help. And they're fucking looping him. They're looping him.
He can end a war, but he can't skate.
Ooh, wait. Pearl? Bismuth, you're here for Pearl?
I just don't want to take her away from what she's got.
Where's your shitty pun about fucking Pearl?
Yeah, where is that shitty? Maybe Bismuth has evolved.
If you think about it, this is literally Pearls before swine.
You've got nothing to mope about.
But her friends think I'm weird.
Of course you're weird.
You're fucking Steven Universe, bro.
You're fucking weird as fuck, man. You're a freak. You suck.
I love laughing at this fucking cringe lord.
I wish we could reconnect, but I don't know how to skate.
Something tells me that's not the problem.
I think there's something more.
There might possibly be something a little bit more. Look at that poster in the background. Sour? Can I cop that? Yo.
Poggers, everyone's pog champing.
They are them. They thought they're them and they are them.
Whoa, that was hard.
And they slash them.
They slash their genitals, whatever they are.
Bismuth, it's my fave song.
It's the greatest cringe mom character of all time. are about to cringe really hard.
Please no. Steven, it's not too late to do what you're gonna do in this episode.
Yep, come on, Steven, this time I watch the episode, he'll do the right thing.
You'll let me know when you want to hang, right?
Of course, silly. All right, for real now. Bye.
Damn.
Shinji staring at the ceiling, bro. So much of this echoes Evangelion.
Today is the day. Brace yourselves. We're gonna sketch nature.
Onion!
Larimar. Onion and Larimar is the goatest quad.
This is the crew. This is the best characters in the show.
Every time I'm talking with Connie, I just realize that she knows exactly what she wants to do with her life.
This is such a good scene where Steven actually talks to someone about his problems, but he's talking to Ruby.
He's talking to the completely wrong person.
Connie is my future.
No, Steven. You need to find your own happiness, not rely on someone else for your happiness.
He fucked up. He's got the yes man friend.
Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
Kill yourself now.
Bro, Ruby, when you proposed, you'd been together for like thousands of years. Literally thousands of years.
I'm sorry to interrupt your class. Ruby says I should propose to Connie, but she said to check in with you in your future vision.
I understand. Let's run the numbers, shall we?
Let's run the numbers. In every conceivable universe, you will propose to Connie and it will be cringe.
Do it! Do it!
Yeah. All right, friends. Take a good look at this guy while you can.
He asked the two love-struck newlyweds if he should ask someone to marry him.
Why would you sell him that? Why does everyone know, bro? Go talk to someone. Like, who does he have to talk? Go talk to Ronaldo. Talk to Greg. Talk to your dad.
Steven, what are you doing here?
You're gonna have a 15-minute break in 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're not even dating. He's going straight to marriage, which is crazy.
Connie, we've been really good friends for a long time.
I think we should just get right to marriage.
This is so cute.
Connie, there's something very important that I want to say to you today.
Oh. But it's a good song. It's a good song.
I'd rather be sure you know I care wherever you go.
This is such a cute song. I love this song.
Something really cool someone pointed out. The Greg song, where it's like, let me drive my van into your heart. All the lyrics in this are like a riff on that.
Really? That's so cute.
I can't think of any other thing in the world.
He would gain like so many points if he shut his mouth right after he finished singing the song.
That's so beautiful.
Stop! It looks like a ring pop!
He proposed with a glow stick! With a glow stick! You proposed with a glow stick, Steven! What are you doing?
I want to be my own person, too.
Well, yeah, but...
She's the goat. She's the goat for this. She's the goat for this.
She is amazingly reasonable in this situation.
She knows he's a good boy. He's just fucking fucked up and this is the part of his life.
Forget studying right now. It doesn't matter.
It's important to you.
You're important to me.
I'm fine.
Oh my god!
The most fake I'm fine we have ever heard. Bro.
Guitar, bro. Time for the breakdown, bro.
Ruby and Sapphire love being together, but they each have their own individual lives.
And the funniest part is Steven taught them that. He taught Ruby and Sapphire that they could have their own lives. He's literally the one who taught it to them, and he can't figure it out for himself.
I know you're upset, Steven.
Well, maybe shoving this adorable cake in my face will make me feel better.
Oh, that's tough. That's fucking tough, bro. The Together Forever ripped up to shreds.
And if you're fine, then check out our Patreon for lots more cool content. Alejandro Paredes, Atomic Leon, Bento, Kane Rivers.
Welcome to Secret Life, a new Minecraft SMP where we only have 3 lives. Your name is green when you have 3, yellow on 2, and you turn red and hostile on your last life. In this series, we have 30 hearts per life, but no regeneration. The only way we can regain hearts is from the Secret Keeper. At the start of each session, we are given a secret task. Once you've completed your challenge, you can visit the Secret Keeper, who will reward you with 10 new hearts. If you fail your task by the end of the session, you get nothing. If you need more hearts, you can re-roll your secret for a harder one for a 20 heart reward, but if you fail, you lose 10. Remember, at all times, you must keep it a secret. There are more surprises in store, but let's dive right in. Hello, friends. As you can notice, Gem has joined us for this series. Joined us. She kind of didn't leave the Discord, and no one wanted to say anything else.
You can't get rid of me.
You mean I'd love to have you? Surely for a newbie, everyone gets one free punch on Gem, right? Yeah. Surely.
No, other way around.
My bad.
Martin!
And with that,
I'll give you this back.
you've all seen the intro. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, no, I'm leaving.
That's it.
If you take any damage whatsoever, you lose hearts. I'm not even gonna. I don't even want. Every heart is so precious. I don't even want to show you the concept, right? I would like to keep 30 hearts as much as possible. And I tell you that apples. I'm gonna start an orchard because apples are about to become the most important asset in this game because they give you like those 2 buffer gold hearts. Now, here's the thing. Every session, we're going to get given our secret task, and we're about to see what it is. There it is. Your secret is 3. I'm going to get out of here. 2, 1. Okay. Why did that not stack? What? Do you see this? These logs won't stack. Very strange. I'm going to need you guys to read this task because if I say it out loud and Skiz hears me in the background, hey, buddy. Then my secret is lost. It's really important. That this here remains a secret. All right.
I won't tell anybody.
Oh, you won't. Oh, so, right.
No.
What's yours? I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
No, I'm not falling into your trickery.
If I overheard Skiz saying what his is, right, I get to march him over to that failed point because he has lost the secret. All right.
Yep. But I muted myself.
Until I almost made a fatal error within 30 seconds of my own series.
So we don't have to worry about Boogeyman.
No, there's no Boogeyman.
Which I had kind of a run-in with Boogeyman last time.
The Boogeyman. No.
The Boogeyman. That's what Liz calls it.
Mumbo. Now that I've got you with the Mumbo cliffhanger, I'm going to interrupt you just to do a quick announcement that we have official Life Series merch. If you go to lifeseries.shop, you can see everything we have to offer. We got Drippy Hearts, we got hoodies, we got t-shirts with balloons on them, we got pins, we got scarves, we got hats. We got everything you could need if you need some Life merch. Go and click the link in the description, take a look, see what you like. You will be supporting everyone who opts in. Now, let's get straight back to the video.
Hello?
Hello. What's your task, buddy?
I can't tell you my task.
That's the correct answer. That's the correct answer.
Wait, was that your task? Was your task to ask people what their tasks are and see?
No, I can't tell you my task either. If the secret's out, you lose, right?
I mean, I assumed that would be the case.
Yeah, it's in the title of the video.
But then I'm kind of listening out for what sort of task you could be doing, even though it doesn't serve me any purpose whatsoever to know what your task is.
Yeah, but you're curious, right? You want to know.
I really do want to know.
Yeah.
Now you've really piqued my interest. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I don't know why. I think that the no regen makes me nervous. I don't think.
Yeah, I've never had to deal with this before, but I'm gonna stick around. If you don't mind.
That seems like a strange thing for you to do, Grian. That seems like a really strange thing for you to have just done. Almost like. Wait, hang on. You have something specific to do.
You don't mind. I'm not picking on you.
Well, it's let me just ask you a question.
I'm not gonna get through this session.
No, neither am I. Make me. I mean, if you keep coming out with these, I'm gonna have to block you.
Have you got any torches in case you come across some mobs?
What does that even mean?
It's acacia. In case
Are you?
That's good. That's probably the best one that you've done so far.
I just walked into you doing puns at each other about acacia wood.
Yeah, we're literally drowning in puns.
Stop!
How committed am I, Grian? How committed am I going to be to this
Very
joke?
committed.
Okay. Maybe not that committed.
I'm leaving you to your puns. Leave you to your puns.
I didn't want him to leave us.
I don't know, man. I think he's on a different path to us.
Neither of us have this task. I know it.
I've gathered no resources. I've just been standing and throwing things around.
Alright. Oh, goodness. Well, I don't remember what I was trying to achieve now.
I'll start cooking up some food and also cooking up some more puns. Is there anything that we can actually put in this furnace?
No, I haven't got anything. I've got nothing. No. There's nothing I can cook. There's nothing I can cook.
Boom.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm a ghost. My task. Just kidding. It's not.
Is it? I mean, is there like, are there rules on not saying what tasks you have?
No, yeah, no. It's in the next. I wasn't joking. It says it's called Secret Life.
I was gonna say.
If you told me what your task is, I'd march you over to that fail button and make you press it.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I did wonder about the title actually. Yeah, the title makes a lot of sense now.
Getting night, guys.
Yeah,
Would you like to build something with me?
I knew you were gonna say something.
Is that a pun? Is that a pun? I made a bucket for some reason. Mumbo, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. you are.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a savage. I'm a bit of a savage guy. I mean, there's a pig over there. Oh! Oh. All right, I need to stop walking off of stuff.
Look, okay, this is a great opportunity for me to demonstrate one of the big things in this series that wasn't in the intro. So if you do /gift and then the name.
Nice!
Look at that!
This is really lovely.
We get to give
Tell you what.
each other 1 free heart per session.
You are not rotten. Look, I'm running out of items, alright? That was the best I could
will
possibly
concede
do.
that one.
That was much better than mine. Oh, you got copper. That could be good for decoration.
Yeah, it could be good for nothing.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. You can make a telescope, and that's led to some interesting interactions.
We've been down that road.
Yeah, no, it's been done.
We've also done the pun thing. We're kind of copying.
It's true.
We're just rehashing, washed up.
Yeah. If we're not careful, we're gonna cause offense. I have no reason to have fences other than for that. There was no reason for me to have fences.
I've got nothing to come back with for that.
So, what do you think is the best thing? It probably is like a shield.
What do you know?
That was
I was winding that one up.
I know, yeah. I was like, what are you saying?
I'm muted for a second. I think I might be too funny to complete this task, or I'm just with the wrong person. That's a scar.
An apple.
No, that's my apple.
No!
That's my apple.
What are you doing?
Scar.
What was that, Graylin?
That's my apple. What do you call me?
How did you come across an apple? We were waiting.
There's an apple up here.
That's my apple.
Dude,
that's my apple.
Graylin, you'll have to come up here and take it from me. Hey, man.
Scar, apple.
Scar, you're really sapping our resources.
The one. I've lost so many hearts, guys. It's been bad.
Oh, what are you on?
Well, I just started rolling around and I didn't know where to go, and the mob started attacking me and it was real bad. I've lost almost half my first row, actually over half.
Lost 6?
Yeah, the spider really took it out of me.
I'm gonna do something for you here, buddy. This is not gonna help you in the slightest. Okay, what is your name? Good times with Scar. Okay, I just typed in Scar. There's no way that you would have had that username. There we go, buddy.
Oh, Mumbo, I'm gonna hug you. Oh, I just failed my task. Oh no!
Wait, what was his task?
What was it? Wait, what?
What was his task?
Call people everything but their
careful. Read it
actual
carefully,
username.
Scar. Read it carefully, Scar. If you tell us, it's definitely over.
Oh, well, he's already said it.
Well, hold on.
Call people. Oh wait, now I'm saying. Dang it.
I think the secret's gone.
Yeah, I think the secret's gone. I called you like Crayon or something.
Yeah,
Mango.
All right, are you saying that you failed?
Yeah, I failed. I straight up just said thank you, Mumbo.
Okay, what was your task?
Was it worth it, Scar? Was it worth it?
Read it out.
No, because I'm gonna lose more hearts than I had, Mumbo. Okay, call people anything but their username for at least 30 minutes of the session.
Well,
Oh,
you could have
kept doing it. You could have just started the timer again. But now you've told us the secret's out. You've definitely
failed. You doubly failed.
It says at least 30 minutes. You just have to restart the timer.
Oh,
Scar,
maybe
you
like
total
there's,
plank.
like a grace period or
Stop
something.
it, Mumbo!
Oh, dang it.
I'm sorry, Scar.
I can't believe it. I literally.
I don't
Oh, I
think
ate
we
your
can let
apple.
this slide, can we?
No, I mean, you definitely failed that.
Do I have to go over and push the fail button?
I think we should all head over.
I
and
think we
walk
should
you
all
there.
go
I
and
think we
watch
should
you.
walk you there.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, Scott, you gotta be careful, pal.
Yeah.
I was so happy. It was so nice and generous of Mango to give me that, and then
Mango.
You failed your task, Scar. You don't need to keep going.
Oh, I said be
You are
careful.
forever known
I
as
said
Mango
read
and
it.
you're
I said
Graylin.
read it properly, and you still read it out.
you told me to read it, so I read it
But I
to
didn't
you.
need to read it aloud, Scar. Oh.
I asked what it was.
Why are
after
we
you
walking
you
so
said
slow
you were,
over
you
here?
said you were sure.
I don't know.
You said you were sure.
I'm excited to
Them's
see.
are the rules. I know that rules in this series are more like suggestions because we don't
But
like hall monitors, but I'm really not sure we can let that one slide.
Yeah, you objectively failed.
You objectively
Why
failed.
does it have to get dark now?
Well, do we say that he's failed it, or do we let him re-roll for a hard task?
Oh, but then he'd lose 10 hearts. He's already on about.
That's true. If he fails.
Yeah.
I 100% would do the hard.
Are you re-rolling
The
already?
fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
Scar.
The Scar's failed. What's going on? What
Scar,
have you done?
Scar Major failed. He interpreted his task pretty poorly and then told us what it was.
Oh, can I watch? You got it. You got it. Oh, did you already do it?
Yeah, I'll re-roll the hard boat. Let's do it. I'm gonna
It's
lose
not
it
in the
no matter
rules.
what.
It's
Come
not
on.
part of the rules. But I've.
Yeah, but it's more
but if you
punishment.
failed, you have to do re-roll. I mean, how does that work?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's technically failed, so he should really hit the fail.
yeah.
This is more of a tutorial for your first episode.
Don't let
For
him
the
ruin the
viewers.
sanctity of the game.
Hold on. I'm gonna put a PSA out there.
That's nice. That's good. Now everybody knows.
Now everybody knows.
Right, come on then. Press the fail button.
Press the
Are
button.
you sure we can't do the hard boat? I literally would take worse outcome from that.
Really? Oh, I don't know. I'd have to make a singular exception for you.
And it would be the first exception.
It
You
would be
can't
the
make an
first and
exception on the
only
first-
exception. All right, we'll put it to a democracy vote, okay?
Okay.
The rules
With
in
us.
this series are suggestions, so who cares?
Did we do the vote?
Hold on.
How fast do you think
Wait a
democracy
second.
works, Scar?
I thought the vote was amongst us right here.
I can leave a.
Well, you guys are deciding how to vote.
There
Would
we
you
go.
mind if I cooked a little pork over here?
Right.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Oh no.
Things are getting a bit choppy.
Okay, so what is
I'm
this?
really feeling
I
the
need
pressure
a
of this
simple-
situation.
You crossed it
Nay or nay,
back
do
for
we
that
let
joke.
Scar reroll for hard or force him to fail?
Oh, they're letting you.
Oh my god, they all want me to fail.
They are.
No,
they're letting.
No, they're all saying.
They're letting you reroll,
They're
Scar.
letting you
How can
reroll.
Oh no, I interpret doing hard
Oh.
as fail too.
Okay, I see.
No one
It's
said
been
no.
decided.
Okay, you can reroll for a
It's
hard
unanimous.
task. You can do it.
It's unanimous?
It's
Okay.
unanimous. You can reroll for a harder task.
Do I throw the book?
It will take it off you.
Oh, well, that's fancy. Alright, I am...
All this work.
Right, there we go.
I'm so
Right,
nervous.
Scar, you have to not say
Yeah, don't
the task.
tell us what it
don't
is.
Don't immediately say what it is, because then you would have failed it immediately. And as funny as that will be, don't do it.
Oh, now Blondie's back over here. Oh, we got a whole audience. Who else is gonna come around the corner?
We're all staring at you, Scar.
Okay,
was
alright, I
good.
need a little
That was good.
privacy over here. Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, fancy stuff's happening. Oh, the risk
we
is
can see
great.
nothing.
Wait, I'm not supposed to say it.
You can say it. You can say it. You can say it.
Okay.
Do it again.
That animation's fancy. Okay, so my task is to...
No.
No.
Keep going, Scar. Keep going.
Yeah.
Are you able to do it, Scar?
Oh god.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, whatever.
Of
Hard one.
course.
You have a hard task?
The hard
hard task,
tasks
yeah.
in this series are ridiculously difficult.
Can we
given
just
that
say
you
this right now?
failed-
Can Green just become the taskmaster? We should call him that. Like the taskmaster. Like seriously, these tasks are hard.
Well, no. Actually, audiences listening now, we actually need your suggestions. You'll get credit in here. It'll say at lovely viewer, and then your task that you want to give us. Please leave your suggestions in the comments, and it will probably, possibly, a few of you will make it into the videos. Are you okay, Scar? Because I feel like your reaction wasn't a positive one.
No.
Well, maybe hold on. We can brainstorm.
Yeah, we can help you out without knowing what it is.
No, just, yeah. So is it to do with people? Like how many people need to be involved?
He can't tell us. We have
hold
to.
on,
We
let
have
me
to.
check.
So he can't tell us
okay.
anything, right? Scar,
No,
let me just really drill this home. You cannot tell us what you're doing.
Okay.
But if you start doing it, and we can guess what you're doing, we can help.
Yeah.
Oh. I
Right?
see what you're
But
laying
we
down
have to be
here.
right on our own. You can't tell us. It's a secret.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, let me turn on a couple brain cells. It's gonna take a minute here. Let me figure out what I can do here. Let me
what you're
speak with my
saying-
audience. Hold on.
What you're saying is that if we start to pick up what he's laying down, we could just sort of covertly help him out.
We can.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I really need a piece of iron for a shield. Please.
I got you covered, buddy. I got you.
I don't have a single one.
Does it involve a frog and a rocket ship?
No, but that sounds fun.
Scar, you cannot tell us anything.
Well, I did. I just said he was wrong.
But you can't even say no.
Just keep it a secret, bud. All right, you go about your business.
Rocket ships are not canon.
Do you
so
want?
it doesn't count.
Do you want us to help you out? You can tell us that.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go.
All right. You need to go do your thing. You do your thing, and we'll help you out, buddy.
Everybody just follow him. He just jumps off a cliff and dies. Yeah, dude. He's
We'll
gonna
all
lead
follow.
us right up.
Yeah.
Right to our death.
I feel like we should maybe have a goal, underlying goal, just to light the whole server. Just torches everywhere.
That's a great goal.
Yeah, just.
You're just the light of the server, Grian. We should call Grian the light of the server.
Yeah, all these different names.
Ah, that's interesting.
There's something going on there.
There's a lot of names coming out.
No,
Maybe-
no, it was
maybe-
from my previous task. I just have that in my brain, right? Like,
So wait,
oh,
so
I
we
need
should
to-
create a. Ooh.
So Grian's the light of the server. I mean, I can start calling it the light
What's
of the server.
what's Mumbo
Shall we
called?
all start calling it
Taskmaster?
light of the server?
Yeah,
Tango,
I like
call
it better
Grian
than
the light of the
Taskmaster,
server.
honestly.
The light
okay.
of the server.
Grian
I
is the
win!
light of the
I
server.
win! I win! Two people said it! Two people said it!
Wait, what?
It's just.
No way.
I'm going to get my prize!
No,
Wait, what
we
was
didn't.
it?
No, wait.
Scar, what was it?
Get, was to give you a nickname and then get other people to say it. That's it. He just did it.
No way! That's a
He
hard
just did
one!
it.
That's what I do! That's like part of
easy.
my...
That's easy as anything.
Oh, let's freaking go! Light of my
easiest thing
life!
I've seen.
Impossible. 38 seconds later.
Hold on, I'm gonna get my
Oh my
trophy
goodness!
real
Oh, you better share that out, buddy!
Yeah, that was all me. Scar, that was all me.
Oh, you
That was
gotta
all
get my
me.
inventory,
Oh my
guys.
goodness, we were just too kind to him.
Yeah, what?
He's got ancient debris in there.
What? He's got ancient debris.
TNT.
He threw away my
To
pun.
you guys, come on.
This is
Okay, all right,
ridiculous.
gather
I think the
around.
two people that said it, I think,
I don't
should
want
get
to-
the gifts.
Yeah, you
Okay,
guys.
Bumbo,
yeah,
step
come
over
on.
here.
Come on.
Yes. Yes.
And who was the other person?
Yes.
You have to be honest.
I didn't say it.
I didn't
Was
get
it
a
Giz
chance.
over here?
The light
Yay.
of the server.
Yes.
I'm the one who
It
got
paid
Tango to
off.
say the last one.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
One ancient debris on its own isn't going to do much, is it?
Scar, you're dropping your bits over here. There's something here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with this.
Somebody threw that in
It's
my
going to take
I
me
love how-
forever.
You are the light of the server, Grian, and you're getting nothing.
I get
You're getting
absolutely
absolutely
nothing.
Amazing.
be the light. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who's
that
the
task
thankless
wasn't
John?
very hard, but I enjoyed
It's of course it's not hard. You had everyone trying to help you.
Yeah. That would have been quite hard otherwise.
We
to
were
be
all
honest.
trying to help you figure it out, and then just playing ball. Of course
felt like there
it
was
wasn't that
sabotage.
difficult.
I felt like there was
If you get
sabotage.
5 people helping you with any task, I think you'll do fine.
Yeah, you've
Right, none of that. We're no more conferring. We're hashing out a lot of these rules now. If you fail, you hit fail.
Yeah. No more vetoes. No more vetoes.
Hey, who else wants to hit the hard mode?
No one. Definitely
No
not.
way. No one's hitting that hard mode.
Definitely not.
Kids, get over here. You're always
No
in for a
way.
good game.
I know my task.
Well,
I gotta
I'm not
find
going to hit the
some,
hard mode button because I've succeeded in my task. Yes.
What?
Wait, what?
Have you?
Wait, what?
Yes.
Wait, how?
Yes. Well, I'm not going to say it.
do a hard task?
Have you really?
No, I just. Yeah. Oh wow.
What? What?
Look how much stuff I got as well.
Yeah,
More
that's
ancient
crazy.
debris.
We helped, didn't we? We helped somehow.
What
Go
was
on.
Bloody hell.
What was it?
What'd you
My
get?
task was to commit fully to creating many puns that a lot of you definitely.
Oh!
I handed that to you on a platter.
Well, no, you didn't, because well, you technically did, because you created the game with the tasks in it. But no, I was going to be doing the puns anyway.
Yeah. Sure.
I was
Oh
so
my
confused when you turned up and
gosh.
started doing puns.
I thought it was just a bit.
No,
What puns?
that was
What
my,
are you talking
that was
about?
my
What did I miss?
task.
I don't remember a single pun.
Me and Mumbo have just been
You
making
did,
puns.
What? Sure.
Or you want me to open it here so you can unlock it here?
Yeah.
dogs right there. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I am offended.
What the fuck?
Whole time.
We were
I know
staring.
some puns.
Let me ask you a question. I want to pick your brains. You know, there was so many of them.
Oh, come on.
They're all coming out.
Very
Oh,
much
this is
up
really
your street
sapping
as
my
well.
energy.
Oh, that's why you threw that sapling to me earlier.
That's very good. That's very, very good.
We were sapping your resources when I ate your apple.
I'm getting everyone's task done except mine.
Yeah. My confusion was so high when you just turned up and did the run. I was like, that's my job.
What?
It certainly made it easier for me.
Of course it's not. If you had a hard, if I had several people trying to help me with mine, I'd win instantly.
Well, what is your task?
I can't tell you.
All right,
Go
what
on,
if you just
I'll
can
give
you
you a
point in the
diamond.
direction of your task and we'll help you? Like point to it.
I can't.
I'll give you a diamond
I'm trying to
for it.
figure out how we could help him and not know at the same time.
That was too kind, Mumbo. You should have let him.
Mumbo,
you should have
you
let
gotta-
him.
you gotta let nature
You
take
got,
its
yeah,
course.
you gotta,
That's
you
true,
gotta,
that's true.
you gotta
He
let
gave me
evolution
Anderson-
do its thing, you know.
I gave you ancient debris.
Yeah, I did get
Oh,
some
you didn't
ancient
give
debris
me
off it.
nout.
Well, I didn't get that much. I
Very
didn't get any
rotten of
diamonds, which
you.
I felt like I should have, but
No, God.
yeah, I'm joking.
Do you have the fun
No, I don't.
Look out, Scar.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That could have been dangerous. Oh, I'm taking hearts.
You know what? I don't even care that you guys, the way that you guys are dropping hearts.
Yeah,
well, it
we're not
doesn't
gonna be here for
matter.
very long.
It doesn't matter.
It's gonna be fast and quick.
Mumbo, I genuinely thought you were just being Mumbo. I thought we were just having a moment. I thought we were just having a good time.
What's funny is, is that I would have joined in regardless of the
What's up,
bickering,
guys?
and you know that I would have done.
I thought we had something going on. It was just for the task.
Why can I not? Why can? Oh, thanks.
Sorry, I
was mid-craft. It's alright, I'll place my own.
Oh, it's
Yeah, who took my crafting bench? I left it here
Stop.
for communal use. And it's
Sorry.
Stop.
Sorry, I put down one for you.
Would you stop? Let me craft my shield and food.
Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Jeez.
Jeez Louise! Right, craft your shield! Craft your shield!
Scar, you should not have that. Scar.
You can have that back.
Etho, you know what he did?
Yeah, good.
He didn't deserve it, Etho. We all took
No.
pity on him and helped. There's now a rule that you can't help each other.
Did you help him do his task?
Yes,
What?
we did.
Oh, that's
You didn't. There was no help. There was.
No.
It was my.
There was a lot
We
of
were
help.
feeling so
It was
bad
so
for him.
obvious.
There were
It was
nicknames
so
involved.
obvious what you were trying to do.
It wasn't obvious. I was subtle.
No, it wasn't. The minute you got the book, you then immediately put it down and then said, I wonder if we should call Grian the Taskmaster out of nowhere. How we didn't clock onto it sooner is honestly more
There was a
fascinating.
lot of pressure for me to start, doing my task, and I had to think fast on my feet.
Stop it! You don't need to do it. I'm gonna take it off the table.
That was a wild first day, I gotta say.
Yeah. What's your heart, Ethan?
I'm only at 22 now.
I'm at 21.
How many did we start up with?
30.
30. Oh.
There's an enchanter already?
Enchanter.
Oh man, so
I
they're
gotta go
trying
make
hard.
people.
Yeah.
Serve it up on a plate.
I think I might
I will.
do that. I don't know.
Want to get something off my chest? I think you
I'm
should
gonna
eat that.
stop.
So roll for hard.
I've got to stop hanging out with Mumbo. He just keeps laughing at all my bad jokes. I love you guys,
going baseball.
but I need to actually get some gear. I'm massively behind now.
I've lost 2 hearts. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Yeah, well, the zombie got me from behind, and it wasn't very fair.
We've had to change the rules just to solve this problem of Scar.
So is Scar allowed an iron helmet if we're not?
You know what,
No,
guys?
he's
You
not
guys
even-
are down. I'm gonna take my friend here. And
No,
I'm gonna
no,
take
no.
off. See you later, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good time. Have a good time. Oh, what a bunch of fools. All right. Here's my plan. I don't want it. I'm green. What are you doing back there? Oh, this thing is so slow. This is all about style, not speed or function. Oh my gosh, look at how slow it is.
We should, dude. There's so much gold in maces. We should get some golden apples.
Okay. Oh! What in the world is that?
Hello.
Can we raid and steal things?
Who have we got here? Yeah.
Oh, Big B was down here.
What?
Whoa, what that?
What
that doesn't
is
look
that?
safe at all.
What is that?
What?
I don't have a bucket of water.
Dude, that looks horrifying.
What is this?
Big B has some explaining to do.
Is this Big B's?
Dude, look at the camel. It's taking a rest.
Aww.
Oh, he's getting up for
Yeah,
us.
bye-bye. Oh.
Hi, Blondie.
Wait, is it slower because there's 2 of us on? If you get off, does it...
Nope. Speed up?
Nope, it's still slow.
No, it is so... Does it feel slower than, like, it
yeah,
should?
can you... Wait, get off and see if you can chase me.
Dude, come on, catch up with you.
This is the worst escape I've ever seen. What do you reckon a camel's favorite meal is? The dessert.
So what's your secret task?
I can't tell you, Scar.
What if because I'm done, I can know?
No, that's
You
not
know
how...
I'm gonna find every loophole imaginable.
That's not how... We've already explored the loopholes with you getting all that stuff. I'm pretty actually upset with myself that I let that play out the way it did.
No, you're not getting a monopoly. You're not getting a monopoly.
Oh, no.
Here, you can have a monopoly.
Monopoly on cactus.
Thank you, nerd.
You hear nerds? I see nerds.
Yeah, I see him too. Hello, friends.
You hear him in the distance.
That's right. Isolate yourselves in Discord. Call
Quick,
everyone nerds,
Scar,
and then no one
run
will
for
talk
it.
to you ever again.
Run for it. Go.
I'm running.
Run.
Here I go, guys. Full speed. Dude, we're so slow.
Maybe I don't want to live here. This looks like I'm gonna take a lot of damage from full damage. No, I don't. If you take full damage on that camel, it's gonna hurt both of us and the camel.
Please exit the vehicle. Thank you.
Everyone keeps laughing at my puns. I'm trying really hard. And even Scar just kind of gave me a half-hearted laugh. What am I supposed to do? I feel like I've only got one under my belt that Skiz didn't laugh at. The dynamic of this series is going to be extremely different to all the others. Things will get relatively complicated as we go on. I don't really want to share with you all the details, but let's just say the red guys, when there are some, they're getting a slightly different task to everyone else. Hello? Who's that?
Who's that?
B.
Grant? Is that you?
Yeah, we saw what you were trying to hide in there.
What do you mean?
We went in. Hang on a minute.
Just don't do it.
Hang on a minute.
Don't even do it.
Hang on.
I'll do it for you.
We know.
Hey.
We know what's here.
What are you actually doing?
I'm cooking some fish. There's nothing. There's literally nothing fishy about getting this.
I smelt something fishy, so just wanted to make sure.
I haven't lost any hearts though. Somehow.
I haven't either.
Really?
Am I allowed to tell you that if I complete the task?
Yeah, if you finish, then you the secret's over.
I finished.
You already done it?
It was amazing. It was incredible.
See now I don't know if you're telling the truth or not.
I'm serious. I dug down here, and then I put a tunnel from here to the secret keeper, and then it's amazing. just yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you show me?
I'd rather not.
Because I'm just doing the maths in my head here, and I can't see the secret keeper from here. That's a long way to go.
I dug a tunnel down into the secret keeper.
But I can't
It's
see
a
it.
secret though.
It's a
Yeah, because
secret.
and it's underground. Of course you can't see it. Just don't tell anyone.
Okay, I don't know why this is such a big secret. Why do you even
Well, it's
need
not
a
a
tunnel?
secret anymore because I'm telling you.
Why do you even need a tunnel?
Because it's cool.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
And now you're in my base cooking fish.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. I'll stop questioning what's happening here.
Just don't tell anyone
This
about
series
the secret
has
tunnel.
everyone acting so weird and out of character. I don't know what I've created here. I don't know if I like this.
Remember, if you want to use the secret tunnel, just ask.
I did ask. You said no.
I changed my mind. You can't.
What are you doing?
That's all you need to know.
What do I need to know? I'm having a medical emergency. I'm going, B. I can't.
Don't forget. Later. Later.
Dangerous. Grian? Yeah. You gotta be real careful on the camel. I took about 4 heart damage when I started
watch your
suffocating.
face, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I
Don't
got
go in
off the
those
camel, dude.
Yeah.
Big B's making me lose my mind.
Oh my.
Why? What's up, Big B? What are you doing?
I can't even begin to explain.
Is he just crazy or what?
Wait, what? I'm not crazy.
What?
Big B, what's going on here? Do we need to have a chat?
Big B, are you the one who made the big hole down there?
No.
See? We see.
I did not even do it. I didn't do it. There is no hole here.
Dude, I went down there and there's like an enormous hole right here.
I didn't do it.
Losing my mind.
Well, who did do it?
I did see Jimmy over here. No,
That's
that was not.
terrifying.
It was Jimmy.
He's trying to tell me he built a tunnel, and then I asked if I could see the tunnel. He said no, and then he changed his mind and said I can see the tunnel. I don't know what he's trying to do.
I never said about
Shady
what.
tasks.
Okay. Okay. I see what's going on here, Grant. I see.
What's going on? I would love to know
You
what's
told
going
me
on.
about a tunnel, and now you're saying I. Okay.
I'm being gaslit in front of my friends.
Is your task to just dig a big hole?
I don't know what
suspicious.
I don't know.
It was. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to get some iron armor.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't think that's the best way to get iron, by just digging a giant hole like that.
Why are we questioning the big hole?
It's a big hole. It's curious.
There is no hole here, though.
I don't know what Big B's trying to do. Is he trying to get us to go down the hole? Is he
I don't
trying?
know.
Is he trying to make us question the hole?
Just forget about the hole.
There is no hole.
There is no
I'll
hole.
never forget.
So if I go down here, this isn't a problem.
No, not at all.
Is it just leave someone to their death? That'd be a great task.
Wait, how did
All
you
right,
get
I'll-
down to the hole?
Because there's a tunnel to the secret keeper.
Why is there a hole down here? I can't get over the
This
fact
is-
that there's a hole. And I thought it should be
Someone's gonna
covered up.
fall down there.
That is not a natural hole. It's just like straight. I'm getting out of here. Scar's digging.
I'm
Yeah,
trying. I
I'm
would
out.
like to get
I'm
some
out. I already
iron
took
and
damage
gold.
from my camel.
Wait. I've forgotten my ore distribution. Is there just no? There's like no iron in Maces, no?
I found a couple, but
You're
I
gonna
need
get a
to
ton
move,
of gold.
Yeah. Okay, so I need to come
Notice how
back.
quickly he covered the hole up.
Thanks for the
No hole
tip.
here. Yeah.
Because there is no hole anymore.
All right. Well, I have to go hand in my
is there-
task. Goodbye.
You done it? What was it?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I'm not supposed to tell you,
didn't
right?
tell me.
Oh, I almost got him. I almost got him.
I know the rules.
Tango, do you want me to take you there in safety?
Sure, that'd be great.
Yeah, hop on.
This doesn't
Hop
look.
on,
This
camel
doesn't look
service.
safe at all.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Dude, they can't get us, Brian. Look.
Hey!
Brian, look, they can't get us. Look at this. We got them. They
Guys,
can't get us, Tango. We're totally
I
safe.
wait. Are you actually safe on the camel?
Yeah, we are.
But I don't want to test it anymore.
Wait, stop, Scar, stop. Oh my! What? That's so broken. Big B's making me lose my marbles. No, my first heart's gone. That was so careless. That was so careless. That was rubbish. What am I doing? They might come in handy. What if I just put the? What if? Hold What if I put the jokes in chat and then don't get laughs? Does that count? I kind of think when I made my bad camel joke, that wasn't really a laugh. That was a shh, 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 shh. What's that? Surely that doesn't count as a laugh. I did ask for there to be an end possibility in this seed, so pumpkins may be quite a valuable commodity. Oh.
What is
Hey!
this?
Hey, welcome to the ranch. Yeah. It's got luxurious gravel walls.
I like it. Yeah. Texture.
Yeah. And look at this. I even got like a bunch of beds ready for anybody that wants to sleep over.
I like it.
Oh, yeah. 2 out of 17. You've got us.
I really need some iron now. I'm getting desperate.
Yeah,
I haven't found a cave. Every cave I've found has just been full of water.
Oh, by the way, these beds are free.
Oh, I'll take one. I'll take a bed.
Green,
I don't think we'll all be able to sleep, but hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take a bed.
I'm trying to get everybody to sleep at night, so because I'm pretty much stranded here when it turns dark.
You're trying to get everyone to sleep?
Sleep at night, together.
It's not a task, is it?
No. No, I just do weird things like this all the time.
Alright, okay. Alright.
Yeah, I would never be that obvious.
Very nice.
Oh, thank you.
No, thank you, Ethan. Thank you.
If you want, you can set your spawn at my house here.
Yeah, I love that. I hope you don't mind. You don't mind me sticking around.
Yeah, go for it. I broke the beds already, so you gotta.
Wait, what are you up to? I don't understand.
I've been all alone here, I don't have social skills. I'm quite lonely. I'm a little awkward.
What?
I don't know what I'm doing, Drian. Honestly.
I need to pay a little visit to the big old statue. But maybe I'll wait until day. Maybe I'll wait till day. Have you got
go
a
ahead,
cave?
Set your spawn here.
I have. I've already done it. I did break the bed. Do you want me to leave the bed here?
Yeah, you might want to leave it just in case you die.
Just in case.
Get respawned in a nice safe place,
Oh, can I use your cave?
Go for it. It's not dug.
What do you mean it's not dug? I see water. Or did you only get this deep? All right. Well, I'll start it for you because I'm pretty desperate.
Oh man, I accidentally broke your bed, Drian.
I'm no longer.
Okay?
I'm no.
Set your spawn when you come up again, okay?
I'm no longer playing this game.
No.
I did already set my bed, Etho.
I accidentally broke it though.
Did you?
I feel really bad about it.
You're gonna have to wait until I come back up then. It might be day then.
That's fine. I gotta go explore, get some more people. Not for any particular reason. I encourage sleeping on the server.
Yes, finally some iron. Although I'm hoping we win big. We win big with the Secret Keeper. Iron, love it, Matt. Bless Etho. I was just with the wrong person.
No!
Alright, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking.
Fucks.
Now that we've completed our task, we can just cruise, get ourselves set up, get a base somewhere. I did want to base in the Mesa, but I'm realizing very quickly that's not a very safe place to live. It's really not a safe place to live. I'm so curious what Big B was doing. Etho clearly's got to do something with beds. Maybe break the bed while we're sleeping in it. Leave your comments of the tasks you think should be in here. Now remember, they kind of need to be similar to the ones you've already seen where we're talking to each other. Please don't submit ones that are like, oh, mine 3 diamonds or gather 3 trees or whatever. It's got to be more social interaction type content or interacting with the environment in some way. Just to give you the best shot of getting your comment chosen. My task was so difficult. Oh, yes. Enchanting table on. Yes. Nice. There's no helmets in the Third Life series so that we can see who each other are. That's probably going to hurt quite a lot on this one. Oh, I've never been so scared caving. I've never been so scared caving. This is so different. You know what? I think I'm just going to take my gold and go. It's kind of what I came down for. Some iron, some gold. I wasn't really looking for anything else. I got to tell you, having absolutely no regen makes you terrified properly of everything. No! Oh, you suck. I knew it. Why did I panicked? That's my problem. I always panic, and there's so much iron up here. Oh no, no you don't. Oh, there's only one heart. Thankfully, I got myself suited up before that. Whoa! No, I just lost a heart from that! Half a heart for nothing. I saw it. What am I doing? I'm making silly mistakes. I just went. I'm gonna have to go to the secret. Maybe I'm gonna save my visit to the secret keeper to the end so I can start the next session with 30 hearts. I do want those extra items, but I think the hearts will ultimately be more useful. Oh man, I am being just silly now. You never really notice in Minecraft how much you take just a tiny bit of damage. Wait a minute. Every time, just in case someone is gonna argue that I didn't get 3 bad jokes and no laugh, I'm gonna try and make another little joke, see if we get something. I should not. And the first rule of this should be don't blurt things out loud. I tried to drill home not to talk about it. Thankfully no one was around to hear it, so it's still a secret. But I am not good at my own game sometimes. Alright, let's go and hand in our task, because we have done it. As far as to the best of my abilities, we have done it. Ah, I got a little lovely little island over here. Oh, lovely little island. Lovely little island. Hey guys.
Yeah, Love Island be Love Island.
He just
nailed it, dude.
This is Love Island. Oh my god.
See, he just called it Love Island. You
I'm
know,
really
that's what I'm saying.
I'm really
It's meant to be. It's destiny.
You're
What are you
sorry,
talking about?
Well, you just got the worst name for an island.
No, I love it. We were just
No. We embrace it. Yeah, we embrace it.
We do.
Love Island. Give us your hearts.
Gee, if I may.
Are you guys done? You passed, failed, succeeded?
I passed.
Pass.
I passed my little challenge, and I successfully became an unbelievable creep. Because my challenge was to stay within 10 blocks of Gem for 10 minutes. And I could...
So awkward.
She was just like, what is this guy doing?
But you have to go back and apologize after that, otherwise it's just...
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And she was like, I was one, and even Smajor's all, I knew you were acting weird.
Hey, what about you? Did you hand yourself?
Yeah, what about you?
I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. Alright. See you later.
Oh, hang on.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Don't just hand it to him. Love you.
Little do you know, you've already handed it all. What have I walked into? Oh, it's getting dark. That's when you know you're at the Secret Keeper. My secret task is successful. Here we go. Yay! We got so much. Oh, we got some loot here. Hold on. What did I get? Is that it? What did I get? 1 ancient debris. Oh, I don't feel like I got invis. I got invis. I got ancient debris, which is kind of nice. I got 2 gold blocks. That's pretty good. Wait a minute. I didn't have stone. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a great little roll there. All right, nothing else. That's a great little roll. Who's leaving a mess near my lovely Secret Keeper? Thanks, Secret Keeper. Alright, 5-minute warning. I've just told everyone if they haven't succeeded within 5 minutes, that's the end of the session and they'll have to come and hit fail. But 10 minutes, can I get a little base going? What is going on here? I am liking the look of this. I'm liking the look of this here because I got the mesa on my left. I can see people over there. I can get a good look at the Secret Keeper. I can flatten that. I can make something there. Most importantly, with some water to get fish. This is looking like a great spot, and I can build a lovely bridge over there. Man, I don't quite have enough for an anvil, but that might be the next thing on the shopping list. So this is what I'm going to make my home for various reasons. I think it's highly defendable, like because I'm on a little bit of a hill. If I do fall, I feel like I can mostly get myself over there in the river. I think it's a good spot all around, to be honest. I think it's absolutely incredible that we managed to end this first episode on 30 hearts. 30 hearts, we managed to make it. Well, we did lose a few along the way to some silly mistakes, but as long as no one's attacking you, it looks like you can do it. Other people had a much rougher time than us by the looks of things. And no one turned yellow. It'd be interesting to see at the end of this session who's had a good time and who's not. But I think we're in for a very, very fun, wacky and weird series here. At least I chose a spot. I don't know what I'm going to build here yet, but at least I have a spot here. This is my little slice of secrets. And we need to create a lovely orchard because we are going to be farming apples. Golden apples are going to be the currency of this game because they give you 2 lovely hearts. Alright, that's it. I'm calling it. End of the session. We all need to go to the Secret Keeper. Alright, here we are.
So has everyone passed?
Hey up.
Yeah, everyone I've spoken to is
No one failed?
Not that I know of. I pressed the button half a second after you announced end of session.
Yeah, that's fine.
You were gloating, to be fair.
No one's failed.
He was like,
Look how many cherry blossom trees have sprouted. I think I did my job.
I just came over here and there's one house on its side, one upside down.
That's a long story.
Maybe
how'd you do the
Hello. Oh, yeah, I passed.
Everyone's passed. I'm
No
proud
walk
of
of
you.
shame for me.
How are we doing? I have finished with 30 hearts.
Wow.
How many have you got?
I went down to 5.5 and got 10 back from my task.
Wow.
I was struggling.
Alright, that's the end of the
24.
session. No fails.
We survived.
No
That's
fails.
crazy.
No fails.
That's blown me away.
The crafter can craft all of the hundreds of item recipes in the game of Minecraft, but it cannot do this on its own, and instead needs some redstone logic. So with the release of the crafter, I immediately started to design several types of automatic crafting systems so you can craft any item you want with ease. Thanks every one of you that stopped by. Hello there, Ray here. Starting with the simplest one, let's work our way up to the most complicated one that can actually craft everything. This one here is your simplest setup, and it can only craft recipes that use 1 slot. This includes flowers, converting them down into dyes, and other things that also can be converted into dyes. It can also craft out things like your bone into your bone meal, your blaze into your blaze rod, sugar pumpkins into seeds, and break down bigger blocks into smaller ones like slime blocks into slime, redstone into dust, all the different types of minerals, including ingots down to nuggets, your logs into planks, or like kelp blocks into kelp, and convert planks and stones into buttons. For as simple as it is, it actually crafts down some of the most useful items within the game. Now before we look at the next one, if you do want to learn how the crafter actually works, I covered that all in my previous video, which I'll link down below. This next one's just like the first, except we added in another crafter. So what it can do is actually turn your bone down into bone meal, and then those bone meal get put into the second crafter, and that will automatically convert them over to bone blocks. Great for compacting down and transporting. But the downside to these designs here is that this observer clock is constantly going off, no matter if the crafter is actually doing something or if it's not. So next design has a clock that will turn off once the crafter is done crafting. This one's also set up to make bone blocks. We got 2 crafters, and the bone blocks are ending up over here. But the difference is, once the bones are being pushed into this crafter, it's being read by this comparator, powering this piston, which is connecting these 2 observers together, making an observer clock. And this is powering this block here, which is also powering this bottom crafter. And when it runs out of materials, it will retract the piston, turning off the clock. Now this comparator that is reading inside of this crafter here is not only reading any items that come into this slot here, but it's also reading these disabled slots. And because of that, it's actually putting off a power of 8, which would normally power this piston down here, but to prevent it from getting powered until we actually have a item in the last slot, we use a little bit of comparator logic here, where we have this comparator on subtraction mode, so it reads the power strength of 8 coming from this container, and then it subtracts it from the power that's coming in this direction here. And what I have over here is just a composter that is completely full to a level of 8, and that also produces a redstone signal of 8. So 8 coming into this side minus the 8 from this side means 0 redstone coming out of that comparator, which doesn't power the piston. The reason why I use a composter here is because composters are really cheap to build, just needing some wood, plus they're also not tile entities, meaning they produce less leg in large amounts. They're pretty easy to fill, just putting it in something that can be composted, and then just leaving it like that produces the perfect signal. But there's currently a bug with crafters at the moment. If I put some bones into this hopper here, once the crafter crafts all of them, they are no longer in this one, but the problem is the computer doesn't actually notice that the item has left. This is actually called a CBUD, which means a comparator block updater. It's actually kind of cool because if you just place a block beside the comparator, it then remembers that it should turn off, so it's actually a way to detect block updates. The next design solves this problem as it doesn't use a clock at all. So the way that this one works is that when items come into the crafter, the hopper will push one item in, and then this item is being read by this comparator here, which has most of its signal strength removed by this comparator over here, just like we did in that design, and then the rest of the signal goes up all the way over to here, but it normally can't reach this redstone dust here. And only when the item is inside of there will the strength get strong enough to reach all the way to here, and this will activate and power this block, which powers this crafter, which crafts down the item that's inside. But at the same time, it's also powering this hopper here, blocking it, preventing another item from quickly going inside the crafter, which could lock up the entire system. This is only needed when we're working with a single slotted item. Because we want the redstone to go a bit further than in that design there, instead of using a completely full composter, we only use one with a level of 6. Now the crafters don't actually have to craft items really fast. That's because the crafter can keep up with most farms and can even be crafting the item as the farm is running, so you don't have to wait for it. And if you do want to make faster, you can just use several crafters all doing the same item. Now we've moved on from the 1x1 grid, and let's look at the 2x1 grid. As this same setup as before can actually do that one, and we can have the input hopper off to the side because we don't need it to be locked every time. This will actually make it a bit faster. And it can actually do quite a few different types of items. So it can like craft down blocks into other types of blocks like pillar blocks. It can also do all the different types of slabs, where the 2 different slabs can produce a new type of block. It could also do bamboo into sticks, and if the slots are turned the other direction, it can do stuff like...
What was that?
like turn wool into carpets and make different types of pressure plates. But one of the coolest things it can actually do is repair tools and gear. And that's because a crafter can do everything a crafting table can do, and repairing stuff is one of those. Also, when stuff gets repaired, it actually gets a boosted durability. So instead of these two bows adding up to 260 durability, you can see we got 279. But this design is actually so useful, it can do any type of recipe as long as all the ingredients are of the same type of item. This includes stuff like buckets, paper and composters, horse armor, maps, ingots, leather and bowls, glass bottles, all your different types of armor, shears, bread, carts and boats, lightning rods, trapdoors, doors, decorated pots, crafting tables, honeycomb blocks, bars and panes, snow layers, ladders and chests, honey blocks and furnaces, pots, barrels, melons, amethyst, wool, dripstone, glowstone, clay, snow, brick blocks, wood and stripped wood, purpur, netherwort blocks, magma, prismarine and bricks, quartz blocks, netherite bricks, slabs, stairs and walls, bricks and precious blocks, compact down blocks, as well as a wide variety of different building blocks. So the majority of all the recipes in the game can actually be done just with this little setup here. All these designs are simple enough that if you guys want to build them, just pause the video, but I also will provide the schematics and world downloads in the description. But we can combine this design with the previous clock design, so we can craft things in 2 steps while also being smart about it. So if we come in and place in a whole bunch of gold nuggets, which you get a lot of from gold farms, this first crafter is going to be spamming with these observers, constantly trying to craft up the gold into ingots. But the next crafter is smart, because we just don't want to turn those gold nuggets back straight into ingots, which would happen if we would just constantly power this. So instead we want this one to be smart and only go off when it's completely filled in, easily converting your nuggets into ingots and then right into gold blocks. But what if you're not working with a crafting recipe that uses only one type of block? What if your crafting recipe uses 2 different types of items instead of just a single one? Well, then we need a different type of crafting automated system, and that's this design that I showed in my previous video. But I wanted to compact this down. So I made this design here. We have the crafter in the center, and instead of having hoppers pushing in the items, we're using droppers on either side. We're trying to make ourselves some lovely firework rockets so we can fly around with our elytra. It's important that we make sure that there's always some items in the crafter here. Otherwise what could happen is one of the items could run out, and then the dropper could end up putting in some more gunpowder and trying to spread across these 2 slots here. And this is why we needed a smart system that can actually read if we're running out of materials and turn off the entire system. And then once more materials come into the system, the machine automatically knows that and will restart it. But there is a slight flaw with these type of designs. Notice that we have 26 paper in here, and let's say this is a hopper that's pulling more paper from a farm, and we only happen to get 1 paper that goes into it. The 1 paper will come through this dropper, will turn on the system, and it'll start crafting. But it just didn't craft 1 time, it actually crafted 2 times before it noticed that it ran out of paper again and turned off. So the problem is we're slowly losing the items that are inside of this crafter, and eventually they will be gone, and this will break the crafting recipe. So long as you have 2 items coming in at any given time, this system will work. Otherwise what we need is a faster reacting system, and that's what we have over here. So with this one we also have the crafter in the center, we have ingredients coming in from either side, our paper as well as our gunpowder, and they're getting crafted into fireworks. We're also using an observer clock just like the previous one, except that this one would run out of items. This torch is going to turn on, it's going to turn on this redstone, which is going to come over here and power this crafter. When the crafter is powered, it can't actually craft anything more, even though it's still being pulsed with power from the backside over here. But this system fixes the problem from the previous one. So if we take a look at how many paper we have 56, and if we would just have a single one go through the system, it's only going to activate at 1 time, and then the paper is going to replenish that one, and we're going to still be at 56. This works because we have a slower clock powering it, but we also have a faster reacting system to turn it all off. If you enjoy the effort I put into these builds, make sure to leave a like on the video. But this also works with a piston, as long as we're not using some droppers on the side. And this setup is a bit faster than the previous one, because we're not actually directly powering the crafter, which is accidentally also powering the hoppers. Here we have the hoppers not being powered at all, and that way they can push in items faster, which means we can quickly craft up items that use 2 different types of items, but it only works for recipes that use 2 slots. So you can make things like granite and andesite, wax copper things, jack-o'-lanterns, mossy blocks, dyeing wool, trap chest, glow item frames, end rods, coloring different things, candles, copywritten book, fungus on a stick, carrot on a stick, different torches, sticky pistons, levers, minecart combinations, flint and steel, magma cream, an assortment of different dyes, firework stars, cloning maps, eyes of ender, the different types of banner patterns. So this simple system can actually do quite a bit. But let's say you want to do something like TNT or colored glass. Well, that's what this next system does. I designed this so it can actually handle really big recipes. So even if it takes 8 of one item and 1 of the other, it can still handle that. And just like the other system, it will automatically turn off when it runs out of items. That way we don't lose the initial recipe inside of here. With the bigger recipes, it takes a lot longer to fill in all of the slots. And because of that, we need a longer clock. Most of all these repeaters that you see here are just for delay to make it really long. We still have the 2 comparators which are reading each side, making sure that there's enough items in there. We have the 2 torches which will turn on when it runs out of items. Unlike the previous designs where I have the clock separate from the system that's detecting how many items are inside, these are now combined together. So the same comparators which are being used to detect items back here are also being used as a clock. The power is coming from this redstone here, coming over to the comparator. It's in subtraction mode, so it will turn off when this power will subtract from this power, meaning that there'll be a power of 0. The 0 power will end up going through this repeater all the way around through these repeaters, and these repeaters will put it back into this redstone dust here. This turning off of dust will then allow this comparator to read the actual amount of items back here, which then it will want to put off a redstone signal, which will come through and then light this back up again, repeating the entire process. This is done for both sides and allows the design to be quite compact for what it can actually do. And each of these more complex auto crafters can also do all the recipes from the previous designs. But it's also smart like my previous other designs, and it will turn off once it runs out of items. What it considers running out of items is if there is not a complete stack in all of these slots here. Once that occurs, it won't be able to send a signal off to turn off of this torch here. So this torch will remain on, so that even though the clock is running down there, this redstone torch is going to come over here and directly power the block underneath of this, which is powering the crafter over here. So you can see this little red arrow means that it's currently powered, but it never turns off, therefore it can never power anything new. The downside to this is that this clock still runs even though the system isn't crafting anything. You can make it a little bit smaller if you're crafting something like TNT, which doesn't use as many secondary items. You don't need as much delay, so you can actually move this in by 1 block. So it can craft anything that uses 2 different items, but the recipe is any size. So like books, empty map, netherite ingots, brewing stands, glistening melon, tipped arrows, spectral arrows, swords, bows, shields, spyglass, recovery compass, pickaxes, the bundle, compass, fishing rod, lead, clock, shovels, axe, hoe, golden apple, cookie, honey bottle, beetroot soup, golden carrot, rails, calibrated stalk sensor, note block, redstone lamp, TNT, gates, target block,
to the loot, to the overall tested ancient city. Let's get this in. After we start trialing, maybe something that you've already found out you need will also use of your world, and typically right around y negative. You know that the ancient city will always generate at the bottom of your world, and typically right around y negative 50 or so. The ancient city will also usually generate in a mountainous, dry area. So under the mountain, away from the ocean. Under the mountain, away from the ocean. That's it. For this trial and error method, what we're going to want to do is fly around our world or just explore the world until you find a mountain. Hopefully, in the deep dark. Basically, do anything other than fixate on an ancient city. And if you do find a deep dark biome, then try.
Turn, hopper, dropper, painting, lodestone, respawn anchor, ender chest, shulker box, smithing table, loom, smoker, stone cutter, photographer table, fletching table, colored panes, stained glass pane, fences, jukebox, signs, colored glass, anvils, beehives, lanterns, colored terracotta, armor stands, barrels, banners, beds, item frame, chain, diorite, scaffolding, tinted glass, bookshelf, conduit, dark prismarine, sea lantern, coarse dirt, red nether brick, and it can also do the previous easier recipe types. But we can't quite do every single item recipe, and that's where this next design comes. It doesn't matter what type of recipe it is, this design can do it. Enjoy doing automation in Minecraft? because that's the main thing I do on my channel, and I even have an entire playlist where I've designed an automatic farm for every item in the game of Minecraft. And now with these auto crafters, it's going to be truly possible. The way this one works is a little bit different than the previous ones. Instead of trying to always hold items inside of the crafters so we know exactly what type of recipe we're going to make, we instead just push in the items in the order that will make the correct item each time. I currently have it set up to make some pistons. Let's go ahead and turn it on. We can watch it. You can see it starts from the top left and puts in each item and just happens to put it in the correct order. That's because we have each of the different items in their own little container, and every piece of the actual piston is all along this. And because there's a total of 9 different slots, we have a total of 9 different droppers. If you're crafting something that doesn't use as many slots, you can always just build a shorter version of this. Those droppers are being fed by these hoppers, and then when they do get powered, they will push their items into these barrels, then they'll get picked up by these hoppers all at the same time. So the items are all lined up, and then they just slowly feed themselves into this crafter here, which will put them in the exact same order that they came down the hopper line. That way one item doesn't come before the other. We're also taking advantage of reading the output of the crafter using a comparator. Now for this comparator on the side here, we're using a power of 8. The crafters are easy to program redstone signals. As for every slot that's disabled, it counts as 1 redstone signal. So we got 8 of them disabled, so we're putting in 8 in there. So once the crafter fills up, it will reach a signal of 9. This will power this redstone dust. But this redstone dust is pointing into this block technically. So even though this one never lights up, it is actually powering this block, which this repeater can read. And we make it go through a repeater so that it's extra strong and can reach all the way to the far end to power everything all at once. I also put in an on and off switch, so at any time you can actually turn off this machine and it won't break it. What it does is just locks every single hopper at the exact same time. So all the items are just froze in the perfect position so that once you start it back up again, it'll start feeding it in correctly once again. But it also has a smart turn-off system. That's what these comparators here. They're reading how many items are inside these droppers. So when it uses up this last item, then this comparator sees that there's nothing inside of here, and it will no longer keep this torch turned off, and once on, it will light up this entire row of redstone, which does the exact same thing as the turning on and off switch, and will come in here and power all these hoppers so that everything will just completely freeze. And just like the previous systems, when it automatically has more items inside of it, it will just start up once again, putting the items perfectly back in order with no problems whatsoever. And it can also do everything that the previous designs can do, but the disadvantages is that it's slower as well as bulkier, so it's worth using the smaller designs for the simpler recipes. One of the downsides to this design here is that you have the items in individual containers. This means if you need to refill these containers, such as like refilling these planks, they're split between 3 different droppers. And that one might not be too bad, you can hook these all up together. But in some cases, like we have cobble over here, but then there's a space of something else, and then we have cobble, and then cobble here, and something else, and cobble over here. It becomes more difficult to hook all these up to the exact same source. And also get it so that all the items are divided equally, so you don't have to use a ton of extra ones. Now, as I said, this crafter can literally do any crafting recipe. One of the hardest ones is to make cakes. Let's go ahead and turn it on and watch it make some cakes. Puts in all the buckets, everything perfectly, and look at that, guys. We get the cake plus we get the empty buckets, which is so cool. But you can see it does run out of the buckets of milk really quickly. So it can do the harder recipes like concrete powder, campfires, enchanting tables, grindstone, ender crystals, blast furnace, soul torches, daylight detectors, pistons, comparators, tripwire hook, observer, repeater, dispenser, activator rail, detector rail, power rail, mushroom stew, suspicious stew, pumpkin pie, rush, arrows, crossbow, fermented spider eye, fire charge, complex firework stars and rockets, beacons, book and quill, and it can even craft the recipe that uses the most unique items, and that is the rabbit stew. Let's go ahead and watch this. Even though it's not a full 3x3 grid, you can see it uses 5 completely different items. And if they ever come out with any other recipe that uses even more, they'll have no problem doing it. More simple farms machines in this playlist here, or watch me combine my farms together with the crafter to make farms that were never possible before, like a piston farm. And consider joining my YouTube membership community as all these lovely folks have. Thank you all for watching, I'll see you next one. Bye bye!
Welcome back, guys, to Secret Shopper 3. This is part 2, where all of our systems have arrived and we're going to be looking at which PC builder gets you the best value for your $1,500 US. But this time, there's a bit of an extra twist because we'll be evaluating not just the parts list, but also the cost and quality of the shipping materials included by each of our builders. We are located in Canada, so your mileage may vary, but it wasn't very competitive. Not everyone can have international shipping figured out like our sponsor for Secret Shopper, Ugreen. Ugreen's Nexode 300-watt GAN charger is an absolute monster, and it can charge up to 5 devices at the same time, including 2 laptops. That is absolutely wild. Weird voltage requirements? No problem. Their PD 3.1 charging protocol means that no matter what your device needs, it'll charge quickly and safely. With their built-in smart thermal guard system taking 6,000 temperature readings each minute, you can trust that nothing will overheat, overcharge, or get zapped by excess current. So check out the link in the description to get yours today. Thanks, Ugreen. Enough chit-chat though. It's time to crack these boxes open so we can crack this case. PC case. First up, my old friend Mr. Dell, or as I call him, Michael. No unnecessary warranties or financing this time around. Although, wait a second. Accidental damage service, 1 year. On-site in-home service after remote diagnosis, 1 year. Did they include a warranty again? It says it has an on-site warranty.
But is that included with the price, like with their service?
Is there a way to uninclude it? Because if there is, then it's not included. Making matters more complicated, I just looked up this desktop, and in the time since we ordered it, which has only been about 2 weeks, it is no longer available, so I can't even check. Looking at a more up-to-date machine, 1 year of on-site service is standard for Dell, so that's something to factor into the overall value. Also, the shipping time from our order to it arriving on our doorstep was just 8 days. Not too bad. Let's see how they did on the packing materials. And I'll be opening this with my Retro Edition LTT screwdriver rather than a knife because I don't have a knife handy. Right out of the gate, I wish it was a phone number, but I like the quick link to support in case you need help, and I really like the environmentally friendly cardboard packaging, which yields to foam packaging for the tower itself, though I do understand why that is. This kind of stiff closed cell foam is extremely resilient to multiple drops, whereas if you're using cardboard, it might take 1 hit, but the second is gonna be a lot tougher. Yep, you got a Dell, dude. I'm a little confused though. How'd we end up with an XPS? I thought we talked about an Alienware with them. It's an XPS 8950. Did I space on that?
No, I don't think so.
Unintended?
It's still, look, it's a gaming computer. It's got a 3060 Ti.
Yeah,
It's got
a 460 watt power supply.
Technically, that's within spec.
That's a killer networking though.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe it was on promo.
Yeah, maybe.
That must be it. Okay.
This is on sale.
Hopefully it was a really good deal then. Let's get these peels removed, since for performance testing, we're gonna need all the grills fully opened. Yep, that looks like a 460 watt power supply. Little bitty thing. The funny thing about Dell is they could easily have a full height ATX power supply in here. They just have extra space at the top. No, I don't know, maybe it's not extra space. We'll have a look at that. First, let's have a look at I/O. 3 USB-A's, USB-C, headphone microphone, and SD card slot, and a DVD drive that Dell points out can write to DVD and CD. Single 120mm cooling fan, networking, bit more USB 3 audio, and a single display port out. I mean, I guess we have a GPU that has 3 display ports and an HDMI, so it's not the end of the world, but not everyone configures a system with a GPU. Okay, that's nice. Toolless side panel. Nice little instructions for how to take out the graphics card, take out the power supply. Actually, really like that. And peeking our head inside, just about the Pinterest setup that you can have while still being a decent gaming box. Look at this cooler. It's like my kid's cooler, except my kids use their pool as a cooler. I do like to see an included intake fan at least. That's not a given on a system like this. So you got an exhaust and an intake fan, so at least your 3060 Ti shouldn't overheat. I also do really like this kind of retention mechanism like you'll see on OEM systems. This thing is not going anywhere in shipping, so when we contact them for tech support, we will almost certainly have to make up some kind of problem that we have. So much of this machine smacks of extra engineering. Not over-engineering, but unnecessary engineering. This motherboard, for example, is the same one that we saw in the all Alienware setup, and I said it was pretty cool. And what's cool about it is dead simple for assembly technicians because all the front I/O is pre-attached to the motherboard and it just lines up with the front of the case. No cables. But what sucks about it is it's completely proprietary. Unless you've got one of these Dell cases, you ain't getting this motherboard in place. So the work they put into that had a benefit, but it's to Dell's ability to scale their production, not to the actual user in the system. And the same goes for Dell's proprietary power connectors. Rather than a 24-pin, they've got this weird 8-pin, and then rather than an 8-pin for the CPU, they use 2 separated 4-pins. Why? Overall cable management is at least a B+ though, with a clear path for cold air to enter this grill in the front and be exhausted from the back. And that power supply is not as rinky-dinky as it looked on the outside. Actually, it goes all the way across to here. Yeah, it's still 460 watts, so. Aside from the motherboard and power supply, expansion options are okay. Standard CPU socket, support for up to 64 gigs of DDR5 memory with 2 free slots, a free M.2, replaceable Wi-Fi, and 2 PCIe by 4 slots if you want a couple of expansion cards. Oh, and an extra bay for a 3.5-inch hard drive. Of course, all of that would be true of a custom PC as well, so let's see if Dell can make up for their proprietary villainous. In order to compare to a PC part picker list, we did have to make some substitutions. We couldn't find RAM that slow, for example. We also ended up with a slightly better power supply and case, honestly speaking, and ooh, really? Is that right? 1124.39. Add a cheap keyboard and mouse, we're around 1150. How does that compare to our, oh, Dell's charging about $250 to assemble and warranty this thing. But Dell also had the cheapest shipping out of all 6 of our system integrators at $0. So there's some subsidization going on there. I think this is going to be a tough one when we get to performance. Good luck, Dell. I'm really excited about this one. We've tried to include CyberPower before, but they got disqualified for not being willing to advise our novice user on what system to get. This time around, however, they did, quite frankly, a pretty bang-up job. So let's see exactly what they sent us. Packing materials, definitely a downgrade from Dell, and that's before I even look at the foam. There are very different grades of cardboard, and while this is a dual corrugated one, it's using a much cheaper material compared to what we saw from Dell. With that said, you can make up for a lot of deficiencies in cardboard quality with really good foam, and that's something that CyberPower appears to have done a good job of here. This is an extremely high quality closed cell foam, and not the sort of thing that you would expect to see when system integrators are just putting the finished system inside the box that the case came in, because a case box is typically rated for the weight of the case, not the weight of the case plus a whole bunch of PC stuff. So this appears to be custom. It doesn't really matter. As far as I can tell, everything on the packing list does match our order confirmation, but it's not obvious. Like, the model is C-Series CS450, but that's not anywhere on our confirmation. Even without paying for rush delivery though, they managed to get the system to our doorstep in 8 days, the same as Dell, and as far as I can tell from the packing list, they're using pretty much quality custom parts from brands that I know and trust. Oh, did something come off it? Oh, hello. Yeah, I think this system might have been dropped near the front because we've got a bit of damage, a bit of a crack here, and then this piece broke off right here. That's couriers for you. The good news for CyberPower is it's just a piece of the front plastic bezel, which is something you could reasonably expect the user to service themselves. But based on what I know about margins in the PC industry, by the time they ship me a new one of these and walk me through putting it on, they're probably not making much on this, so it's still a costly mistake for them. Oh, hello? Left one of my friends behind. That got white dropped at some point. That's what better cardboard will do for you. It acts as a protective shell around the cushiony white foam that keeps the yolk safe, you know? This is nice. Love to see this. You won't generally see someone who's trying to cheap out on packing materials use these. This one's not that easy to remove though. They're these form-fitting bags. You break the things inside and then they grow and they fill in all the gaps, but sometimes they can be a little tough to remove. Also, I couldn't help noticing, CyberPower, you guys don't have a warning over the power supply to prevent anyone from plugging in power and turning this thing on while this is in place. That's a rookie error. Never assume that something is so obvious a customer would never do it. This is an interesting strat. My gaming mouse is just chilling inside the case. Good news is it didn't scuff anything up too badly, but this is not something I would recommend either. Oh no! CyberPower? How much is RAM right now, you guys? Why would you do a single 16 gig stick? It's not like I configured a, basic 8 gig system and you're worried about my future expansion.
But it's DDR5, right?
Yeah, it's DDR5.
So it's like the fake dual channel.
It's not dual channel. It's better than a single DDR4 channel, but I don't like to see that. I don't like to see a single stick in a $1,425 US system. No, I don't want to see that. I still like it better than the Dell. Better processor, all SSD storage instead of an SSD and a hard drive, liquid cooler, and count them, 5 120mm cooling fans. But that's just an unnecessary poop stain when RAM is so cheap right now. Just get another module. Overall, I have no complaints about the build quality. The cable management's great. 600 watt, 80 plus gold power supply, that gives us a little bit of room to grow if we ever want to swap out this RTX 4060. And in terms of the value, by the time we factor in some extra RGB fans and stuff like that, I mean, they're charging just over $100 for assembly and a year of warranty on this. That is very reasonable. It's important to note though that that price is not quite apples to apples with Dell, because they charged us $100 for shipping, so they're clearly not subsidizing their shipping with the cost of the system. Wait, my hopes just got a little lower. I was so quick to rip off this damaged front panel, I didn't really look at how little room there is for air intake. There's nothing there. It all comes from the top? What is this? HP, on the other hand, did subsidize their shipping. We paid $0 for shipping, but oh, this is the one we got the $200 friends and neighbors discount on. So what's 1,800 Canadian work out to? $1,338, well shy of our $1,500 budget. And look at this, full recyclable packaging. I love to see that. If you care about environmentally friendly shipping, just wait till you hear what today's sponsor, Ugreen, has to say. Not only is their 300 watt GAN charger incredibly efficient no matter what you need to juice up, but they say they've reduced carbon emissions in these products by up to 30%, and they're aiming to remove an estimated 2 gigatons of CO2 by 2050. You can find the links to more information about that, as well as some of their other products, like the high-speed 65 watt charger, in the video description down below. Thanks again, Ugreen. Decent box, better than CyberPower, not as good as Dell, but this is nice. I like this. So it stores flat in the warehouse. It just folds up here. If it gets the crap kicked out of it, it's like I said before, a foam's not gonna do that. It's not gonna break and then give like that, but it looks like it made it here in one piece, so can't argue with results. Point of clarification, this plastic is LDPE and reusable, but not always recyclable, so, okay. Oh, sorry, this is interesting though. As long as the courier keeps it right side up, they actually have extra reinforcement for the box down here. Oh, wait, that's not extra reinforcement. You're supposed to get it out like this by taking out these and sliding off the top. Well, it's out now. We've got a couple type C's at the back, not typically where I want to see those. A couple type A's, couple more type A's. I see a radiator, so there's definitely liquid cooling involved. Standard ATX power supply. Hey, it turns out the tier 1s can learn. I actually kind of like the look of this system. Big glass side panel, easy access to the front I/O, no type C in the front. HP, what are you guys doing? Got all your type C in the back. That's weird. They've also got an all-glass front panel, but with gaps, so we should actually be able to get air in there, and I like this. One button, easy access to the internals. Wow, thank you NVIDIA for the 12-pin connector. Also, thank you HP for putting a decent GPU in this. With their price, hold on, what am I looking at here? Is this the flippin' 30? This is the 3070 Ti, that's right. Yeah, they are going to kill it in performance as long as this CPU doesn't throttle like our previous HP Omens. We've got HyperX memory in here, DDR4 though, and I'm not liking this wimpy AIO cooler. Oh wow, that tubing management. Oh, that looks really good. Sorry, I'm back on this cable again. You can tell HP just gave up. Well, there's no way to make this look decent, so forget it. I just noticed this is a completely non-proprietary motherboard too. The power supply, sure, fine, but this is just an ATX motherboard. 24-pin connector, 8-pin power, all the same hole pattern for the screws, replaceable Wi-Fi. It's MATX in a full-size ATX chassis, so you're gonna have a little bit less PCIe expansion, just 1x4 slot, but, oh, it's mostly blocked by these SATA ports here, but it's pretty darn good. 2 front fans, 1 rear fan. I think HP is gonna do pretty well here. Wow, look at this cable management. Their 24-pin has this wrap on it that makes it lie nice and flat at the back. Kind of like that. And they've got an RGB controller in here. Do you have an RGB controller in your comparable system?
No, I don't have an RGB controller.
Interesting. I mean, we didn't know it was going to have this, so it's not your fault, but 2 hard drive bays right there. Cooler Master power supply. They're just using custom, like, name brand components for this stuff. There's a final test, though. There's a final test. What about the front I/O connectors? Holy crap, they're standard. Are you kidding me? Is HP gonna win this thing?
They had the best customer service, too.
Okay, with 5th gen Ryzen, they're gonna be a little behind on CPU performance. But I didn't order a CPU computer. I ordered a gaming computer. And damn it, they shipped me a gaming computer. The funny thing is, it's not that they're not taking any margin. They're taking at least $100+ for assembly and a year of warranty, but it's just a smartly configured machine for gaming. I do worry that our CPU is going to struggle a little bit with that single 120mm fan, but that'll be for labs to test. No way! With the keyboard and mouse, these guys are down to only taking about $100, like 90, $100 profit on this. Not that I would use this keyboard and mouse, but the value is there. And what's nice is they didn't ship me a bilingual layout. A lot of the time when you buy from a tier 1 in Canada, you get a crappy, stupid bilingual keyboard. Nope, English keyboard for me, thank ya. Moving on to iBuyPower. Good quality box. Yeah, I'm into it. What do you want? I am willing to bet between this box and this foam that this thing arrived in one piece. These guys clearly have been shipping systems for a while, and they get it because it's one of those things that we could save $3 on every system until every 10th system costs you $50 in dealing with the customer complaining about their broken computer. This is pretty cool. Remove sticker for use. Use video ports below for display. Again, the cost of someone calling your support line is so much higher than the cost it takes to put this sticker on every system. These guys know. Oh, and they got the one on the power too, instructing us to remove the foam. I like this case. I'm not 100% sold on the ventilation. This is pretty restrictive. But how long did this take to get to us? 7 days. These guys are right up there with HP for delivery time. Man, everyone's been 7 to 8 days. You know what it is? The PC industry is super slow right now. I didn't think of that before. Like, man, how is everybody delivering everything so fast? Let's take a look at the I/O. Pretty basic. 2 USB-As, power button, headphone microphone jack. And then around back, you can tell this is obviously a custom motherboard, 2.5 gig LAN, USB 3, Type-C, lots of audio jacks, built-in Wi-Fi, more expanding foam packing material. The way that they put it in is easier to remove, but is not necessarily quite as protective to the GPU. With that said, they have really good outer packing materials, and obviously our system arrived in one piece. Boy, does this motherboard ever have a lot of VRMs and a lot of places for mounting for cooling for them, but no actual cooling. Motherboard, B760 Wi-Fi, right, but which one? Is it? Yeah, it's full ATX. We get more expansion, which is nice to see. We've also got not just our included 1TB SSD, we've got another M.2 slot for expansion, 4 memory slots. I think they've contracted one of the motherboard manufacturers to make a ever so slightly cost down version of their motherboard that just doesn't have cooling on the VRMs. I'm really not sure how I feel about that. I mean, as long as it doesn't need it for the CPUs that they're putting in here and the configurations that they're shipping in it, then I guess it's fine, but... Oh, no, here it is. Pro B760-VC Wi-Fi. By who? Yeah, what is Pro? Oh, it's MSI. According to every listing I've found, this is a $250... Oh, wait, no, this is... Oh, okay, that's Canadian pricing. Okay.
Still, $250
No,
Canadian.
yeah, this is 180...
That can't be...
Yeah,
okay.
It's a $180 motherboard.
But it doesn't have VRM coolers?
No.
What?
It's probably fine. As long as it's a product that MSI spec'd to run that way, it's probably fine. Sorry, I kind of broke the rules. I'm not really supposed to be disassembling them. I just really wanted to know what the heck this motherboard was. There's lots of cooling otherwise though. They've got 3 120 mils in the front, 1 120 mil in the back, and this is the highest end power supply we've seen so far. A 700 watt 80 plus gold, though I haven't actually seen what model they're using yet. Okay, I guess the other panel's coming off. So much for the rules. And it is the OEMist of OEM power supplies. Not a marking on it that I can see. What does stand out to me though is the reuse of the twist ties that were probably included in the case packaging. I actually like it. I like it. As for value, they've got a 4060 Ti in here, but it's the 8 gig variant, not the higher performing 16 gig variant, and they maxed out our budget, whereas everyone else has been a little bit under budget so far. Good processor though, 13th gen, but I do think that the HP with that 3070 Ti is going to give this a run for its money. And my concern is probably valid given the nearly $250 difference between what we paid for this and what we would have paid on PC Part Picker compared to 100, 150-ish that we've seen on some of the other systems. Here's one difference though. They offer a 3-year standard warranty, but only 1 year on parts, 3 years on labor. I mean, what labor? By the time it arrives in one piece, I mean, what did... This is weird. I only ordered one PC. This one's pregnant. Interesting. This is not the smartest use of these expanding foam bags that I have ever seen. This is just to take their inner box, which is undersized compared to their outer box, and fill in a small gap here. They could have put anything in there. With how much these cost, they could have put Main Gear t-shirts in there, like put a couple rolled up t-shirts in there. With that said, double boxing is a 100% valid did they put more of these in here? What the heck, you guys? I mean, that's why it expanded so much it was blowing up my box here. What a weird strat. They also didn't have to take so long. 16 days, which probably would have been a pretty decent showing in some of our previous Secret Shoppers, but is the slowest we've seen so far. You're not gonna believe this. More! How many of these flipping pegs did they use? Okay, Main Gear has a philosophy. I know this because we've talked about them before. They don't believe in using software RGB control, so they still use old school remotes. And they're not entirely wrong, because it does cost you a little bit of performance to run software to control your RGB. Say what you will about the wastefulness of it, there was no way that this system was going to cross the continent in more than one piece. Also a company that has clearly learned some lessons over the years. Oh my gosh. I'm pretty familiar with this case. I think we've actually unboxed something at least similar on Short Circuit before. I think this, yeah, is replaceable, so that's cool. Power reset, headphone jack, Type-C, nice to see. A couple Type-A's. And then, of course, Main Gear is using a custom motherboard. Pretty good I/O overall on this board. Decent cooler. Nice looking standard NATX board, so a little bit less expansion, but given how many ATX boards don't even have all the slots anymore, it's not as bad as you might think. There is not a lot to say about this. That's a computer, all right. Good cable management, I give it an A. The problem though is not what it looks like. This looks great. The problem is the specs. At $12.99, they're only about $200 more than our PC Part Picker comparison system, but something about this configuration just looks very uncompetitive. They've got one of the weakest processors. They've got a good GPU compared to the rest, not the best one. Half as much storage as the lowest other competitor. I can't put my finger on it. It just feels like it's not really configured for best value. Of course, feelings aren't going to enter into part 4 where we actually drag race these things. Now it's time for NZXT, and I forgot to talk about shipping price for the Main Gear. $158. That actually kind of makes sense given that they're on the eastern seaboard and we are way over on the west coast. As for NZXT, $203. That does not make a ton of sense. These guys are down in Cali. The good news is being closer made them a little bit faster. It took only 7 days from ordering to receiving it. This isn't my least favorite packing material. That goes to peanuts. They're useless and an environmental disaster, but these aren't my favorite either, even if they are the better variant that has a bridge between the bubbles, so they're really hard to pop. Double boxed, That's a good approach when you're just going to use the case box to ship a completed system. Hey, I like this. Live chat, phone number. Love that. Put the support number right on there. They definitely get some points for that. What they won't be getting any points for is this, the crappiest of foam types on the inside of this case box. There it goes. It'll only take that once. They need that outer box to make this thing survive. Front I/O, pretty okay. USB-A, USB-C, headphone, microphone jack. Around the rear, pretty basic I/O. Is that 4 USB 2s? A couple more USB 3s. At least they've got 2 display outputs. Wow, nice, well-ventilated front panel with no fans in it. Hey, and my old friend makes another appearance. For how much we paid and how big the GPUs have been in some of the other systems, I don't know if I'm that impressed by this one. Full-size ATX motherboard though, decent 120mm tower cooler. Only a single 120mm exhaust. Oh, that's not quite true. There's a 120mm. Ooh, it's fine, everything's fine. There's a it's mostly fine. There's a 120mm intake in the bottom. It's angled up toward the GPU. That is a very smart placement for that. I'm just gonna put this back on. Wait, we paid $14.76 for this, plus shipping, $200 worth of shipping.
And 4.6 of RAM is also going to be less stable too. Probably won't run into problems, but you never know.
This is not fast enough to run into problems. This is DDR4 3200.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah. NZXT, I don't think this is going to go very well. It's a 12600K. At least you can take matters into your own hands and overclock it a little. They're definitely on the higher end for the margins that they're taking, and I really question some of their configuration choices here, but maybe they know something I don't. That 12600K is going to turbo so much better that it'll make up for being 12th gen. It's interesting to me that Wi-Fi is now just standard in this price range. Even the last time we did this, Wi-Fi was a surprise bonus, or like a weird thing the tier 1s did. I don't know if you guys have noticed, by the way, but in addition to our haze we've been adding for ambiance, we've had these cute little product placements from Ugreen just kind of chilling over here. This is a 300 GAN PD USB charger. This thing is absolutely flippin' ridiculous. Or, if you're not into that, actually got some really cute little ones as well. It's amazing how small and efficient these chargers are with Ugreen's GAN technology. You guys can check that out down below, which of course you knew because you heard what I said earlier, and you're gonna hear it again after I'm done going through, yeah, we saved the best for last, Starforge. 7 days from order to a delivery, that's good. $300 for shipping. Is that in US? While our invoice said $300 for shipping, in their checkout you can see the shipping cost should be $99, and the rest is import duties and taxes that they're charging up front so you don't get a surprise bill when the courier drops off your PC. And in our case, it was so high because of a software bug that charged us double the tax, which they did refund a few days later. Quality box. I mean, what is a computer if not just a box that costs hundreds of dollars anyway? This is not great packing. This is the crappy poppable kind of bubbles, and you can actually see some of them are popped already. You can see this entire row is popped, which means it took some kind of impact at some point. This is a great box, but this is bad foam. They might have gotten away with one here. I don't see any obvious damage. One of the places you want to check, because case manufacturers, they don't really account for this. See that? That's the thickness there. That's the thickness where your thumb screw is. So that's a weak point. You tend to end up with the back panels kind of bashed in and stuff like that. It really does look like they got away with one here. I still don't like it, but if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid, I guess. Not much in the way of accessories, Wi-Fi antennas, power cord, pretty much what we saw with everyone else, though I do appreciate the inclusion of the rest of my modular cables. They're using modular power supplies at this price point. Not something that I would probably have done, but it's a bold move. 2 USB-As, front panel audio, power, LED button. Adequate front ventilation, probably. Rear I/O looks decent, solid, even. Did I just hear something? What did we lose? Oh no, that's a PCIe lock. That's a bad sign.
They put so much internal foam.
Yeah, it's not about that. It's about hard stops and sudden drops. You know, you can't account for that by just putting foam inside. You have to have and outside. I mean, you ever tried to do one of those egg drop challenges in high school, right? Okay, try putting all the packing material on the inside of the egg. I mean, they did at least use lots of this stuff. Wow, this is not only a modular power supply, but they're even using individually sleeved cables. They're going for looks points here.
One thing that we forgot to include in our pricing is they've got cable mod cables. They have some nice sleeved cables, and that's like, what, $100 or so?
Personally, at this price point,
It's been shot.
I would not be spending my money or my customers' money on cable mod cables. I know it makes for nice photos, but I just don't think it's justifiable. Our first AMD card, a Radeon RX 6750 XT. That's a solid GPU. This could be a contender. Decent looking cooler. We've got some of their cute branding on here. Little replaceable fascia piece. They've done away with the giant penis rocket here, at least at this price tier. $1349 for the Horizon 2 Prime. By comparison, even if we did shell out for a couple of cable mod extensions, we'd be paying about $200, $250 less. So they're right in line with some of our other systems. We're just gonna have to see if a 12th gen Core i5 and their AMD graphics card combo pans out for them. It looks great. I can see how if I didn't really know anything about specs and I looked at all these gaming systems and was like, yeah, that one looks cool. This could be very appealing, but I don't know how competitive it's gonna be. Right. Is it even gonna work? Hey, what happened? Oh, wow. The GPU is out. It's out. Starforge managed to ship me a non-functional system again. I mean, I don't know for sure that the other ones work. We haven't powered any of these on yet, but this one definitely will not post. For the integrity of our investigation here, we have to try to power this thing up as is, but I'm worried we're gonna blow that motherboard or that GPU.
Sponsor this video.
Hold on, I hear something else rattling around in there, so yeah, we're not quite done here.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
this
that
one's
one.
missing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of the motherboard screws came out. You would be amazed what vibration can do. It's also what looks like some dead skin cell or something on the back of the GPU. Oh, it's probably from the phone things. Okay. You know what else there is? There's a segue to our sponsor. Are you still watching and haven't picked up a GAN charger yet? Look no further than Ugreen for whatever you might need, whether you want to charge a phone, a laptop, a handheld, or just other random accessories. Just about everything these days is charged via USB-C, and Ugreen's Nexode 300-watt GAN charger can charge them all at the same time. And if you still have an older device that charges via USB-A, well, you're in luck, because it does that too. Pick one up by following the link in the video description down below. Thanks again, Ugreen, for sponsoring Secret Shopper. I guess the silver lining is we don't have to make up a reason to contact Starforge's tech support for the next part of this video, where Shay is going to be contacting all of these system integrators with some kind of issue, whether it's a real one that we actually encountered, or whether it's a small one that could conceivably happen, like us just loosening a RAM stick a little bit. All they have to do is walk Shay through it, and we'll be gauging them on response time as well as thoroughness. I'll see you guys there. If you enjoyed this video, go check out part 1 or go check out previous Secret Shoppers. It seems like it should be just boring, dry content about computers.
This is my CNC machine. Don't let the video fool you, it's actually really tiny. I made it when I lived in a very small apartment, and it had to fit between my desk and a wall. I had just a couple feet to work with. In fact, you can see that the desk is actually folded underneath the CNC enclosure. I'm having PTSD just looking at this. It's designed to be as absolutely compact as was humanly possible. I may have actually designed it to be a bit too compact. It may be small, but it is packed with features. And amongst those features is a full flood coolant system, which is why it has this enclosure. It lets me make as big of a mess as I want, flinging coolant and chips everywhere, even in an apartment. This is definitely a problem without the enclosure. I know from experience. Overall, it worked really well. The only real problem was when the coolant got foul.
Hey, did you feed the dog beans again?
Although recently it started to have accidents in the shop. It's also feeling a little bit inadequate with him around. So let's give it some much needed TLC. In the machine, all surfaces are designed to lead south, except for one surface, which is this big flat area. The problem is that this flat area can accumulate a bunch of coolant faster than it can drain, and then this leads to it leaking. I can fix the leaking coolant by just sealing up the tub a little better, but the coolant accumulating and not going into the pump starves it of coolant, which then reduces performance significantly. I've been doing the traditional ritual of avoiding the problem until it becomes a huge one. Recently, the mill started tripping my GFCI outlets, and my initial reaction was just to move the plug to a non-GFCI outlet and carry on. But then I thought about it a little bit, and if the GFCI is being blown, that probably means that current is flowing through someplace that it shouldn't, meaning the mill. So I thought, alright, it's probably a pretty good idea to install a ground wire on this, which should prevent any current from flowing through me. And then I thought maybe I need a warning, and I need to be careful not to touch the ground and the mill at the same time. So thinking this through, I realized I really should fix it, because this could result in death of the pump motor at least. What I believe is happening is that the motor is sitting in the coolant and chips, which are getting flung up into it by the cooling fan. And this must have always been happening, so I'm not sure why I didn't see this problem before. Maybe I'm wearing through the windings now. I had this little protective fez I designed to keep chips and coolant out of the motor, but I didn't anticipate the whole pan being flooded when I made it, so I guess it's not enough to stop this problem. So my plan is to cut out the entire flat area and replace it with a not flat area, and this will be a new sub-assembly that I'll bolt onto the machine. This is the CAD for my CNC machine. What I've come up with for the coolant pump, which is this blue container with this pump on top, is tucking it down underneath the coolant tray so it's completely out of the way of coolant and chips, and there's just no possibility of anything getting into the motor. And what this also does is it gives me this big funnel so that truly all roads lead south now, and there isn't any flat areas for coolant to accumulate. I've also added this large filter, so this
Dirty facts about ancient Greece. You didn't.
This is a talking piano, and it's so cool. And his name is Chopsticks. So in addition to talking, he can play simple songs like that, but also like really complicated songs. So today, not only will we talk about the science behind making a piano speak human, but later, he's gonna play the drums for us and sing for us. Not yet, Chopsticks. Remember, for my videos, that song usually comes a little bit later. Anyways, then he's gonna attempt to play the world's most complicated digital piano song from sheet music boss, Rush E. There's a reason this song has never been played with an actual real-life piano, so I've legitimately got a couple fire extinguishers on hand in case the whole thing goes up in flames. But before we get to any of that, we need to first understand the really cool engineering behind how pianos even work. Because if you look at the guts of this modified see-through piano for something that was invented by an Italian dude 300 years ago, you can see it's pretty complicated. In fact, if you zoom in and just isolate on a single key, this is what's happening every time you push down on the white part. And if you're thinking like an engineer, you know the best design is always the one that gets the job done in the most simple way possible. And when I first saw this, no offense to Bartolome Cristofori, the inventor of the piano, it just seemed overly complicated. I mean, the first piano I ever played was pretty dang simple. Like, why can't you just have a class 1 lever where when I push down here, there's a fulcrum in the middle and it hits the string here? Well, it turns out there's 2 problems with that right off the bat. The first is that the hammer remains in contact with the string when you hold the key down. That means the string isn't free to wiggle and vibrate, which is how the sound is created. Like with this guitar, it sounds great until you touch the strings. And now because it can't vibrate, you don't hear anything. In fact, you can see that's exactly the problem with this toy piano. The second problem is this is an upright piano, so the strings must be vertical to fit. But that's an easy enough fix if we shift them here and add an extra hinge point. However, you'll notice we're still damping the string. And as you can see, the piano should continue making sound even if I'm holding the key down. So how do we do that? Well, Bartolomeo got real clever and added a little extra hardware here. So now when you press the key, this jack flings the hammer forward so it hits the string, but then the jack gets its foot caught, which moves it out of the way so the hammer can move back and not dampen the string. Fun fact, most people think pianos are considered string instruments, but this hammer-like action is why they're actually classified as percussion. Okay, so now if I press the key down, it will continue to make noise. But wait, if I let my finger go, the sound should stop. So something is damping that string. But if you look in our current build, you can see if I let the key go, there's nothing to stop the string from just continuing to vibrate and make sound. To solve this, Bartolomeo added an extra pivot point and some more hardware. So now you see this damper rests on the string and keeps it quiet until you press the key down. Then the hammer strikes, then it's free to vibrate and create noise all the way up to the moment the key is released. And finally, if I want to play a note really quickly and repeatedly like this, I need the hammer to be close to the string and not way back here like this. So by adding this backstop, it keeps the hammer close after each hit in case I need to quickly hit it again. So there you have it. Apologies to my fellow engineer Bartolomeo. It turns out it's only as complicated as it needs to be and no more. It's also sort of simplistically beautiful that all that functionality is from only one input every time you press a single key. Now, Chopsticks here is a special case, not only because he's see-through, but because he can play himself. And it is true, pianos that play themselves have been around for over 100 years, but there's an important difference here. An old player piano works by scrolling through a paper sheet like this, and when it encounters a hole, it passes air through, which plays the key. So all the keys are played at full force, and the timing isn't very precise. Whereas Chopsticks here is a modern version that uses a solenoid to actuate the key. We place the solenoids right here, so when the rod extends, it's no different than someone actually pressing the key. You can see them all lined up along here. But with solenoids, not only do you get your timing down to fractions of a second, but you have 127 different levels of increasing force to press a piano key, which means you can make perfect recreations of a human player. So here's my friend Andrew from the YouTube channel Sheet Music Boss playing a simple sea shanty and then recording it as a MIDI, and then Chopsticks uses that MIDI to play it back perfectly. Only since he's not limited to a mere 10 human fingers, the songs can get more complicated. But he can do even better than that, because those 88 precision solenoids allow him to make crude reproductions of entire bands. See if you can pick out the singer's actual voice in this classical piece of music history. And so now that we know at least partially what he's capable of, before we attempt Rush E, let's quickly discuss how we actually make Chopsticks speak and sing. Chopsticks. That's better. And to do that, I'm gonna pass it over to my buddy Grant from the YouTube channel 3 Blue 1 Brown for a simple explanation.
The signals from speech can be visualized with a waveform, which you might think of as telling you the air pressure next to a microphone as a function of time. If you zoom in on a little window of it, you might notice it looks like a rhythmic repeating pattern. As it happens, one of the most delightful facts from math tells us that for pretty much any signal, you can express it as a sum of pure sine waves, which in the context of sounds correspond to pure pitches, higher frequency sine waves giving you higher pitches. If you want to perfectly reconstruct the original signal, this often requires adding a very large number of pure sine waves, each with a different height. Now, a favorite tool in signal processing is something called a Fourier transform, which you can think of as telling you the heights of each one of these sine waves as a function of the frequency you're dealing with. So for a piano project, if you take this Fourier transform and you just consider the peaks, it's a way of giving you the most important notes to be played to recreate the sound. If you add just a handful of these dominant frequencies, you'll get a signal which is almost but not quite the original signal. And if we do this process across many different little windows of our full signal, it's a way of telling us what notes should be played at what time and with what level of intensity. And if you do it right, you can get something that sounds like this.
Hey Chopsticks, repeat after me. Now, I do have to come clean and admit that I am cheating a little bit by putting the words Chopsticks is speaking up on the screen. As humans, 80% of the information our brains gather about our surroundings comes from our sense of sight. And so as our dominant sense, our brain really leans on our eyes even when processing what we hear. If you don't believe me, here's 2 tests you can do right now. Number 1, go back and rewatch any part of this video where Chopsticks is speaking. Only this time, close your eyes and see how much harder it is to understand him. And number 2, maybe you've heard this audio clip from some random 80s toy saying the word green needle. Now compare that to this other clip that says brainstorm. Only as you might have guessed, those are the exact same audio clip, which is bonkers because those 2 words don't even have the same number of syllables. For proof, I'll repeat it twice more, only this time you can randomly pick a word to look at each time. All right, and so now for the big finale. In a world's first exclusive, I present an actual piano attempting to play the world's hardest piano song, Rush E. Of course, buddy. Good luck. The biggest problem with me making a YouTube video to try and teach you something is that it's just not very interactive, which is why I'm pleased to say my friends at Brilliant.org, who just so happen to be supporting this video, have solved this issue. And if you don't know, Brilliant is a problem-solving website and app that has over 60 courses, including topics in math, science, and computer science. But their real special sauce is all about making the content interactive, which is way more effective at building your intuition. My favorite one so far is their scientific thinking course, where instead of memorizing memorizing specific formulas, that interactivity builds intuition about general principles you see in the everyday world around you. And it works great on both desktop and mobile, so instead of picking up your phone and mindlessly scrolling a newsfeed that leaves you feeling sad, with Brilliant you get this addictive experience which leaves you feeling stoked by unlocking the hidden principles that govern our amazing world. So if you want to grow your brain and support my channel at the same time, go to brilliant.org/MarkRover or use the link in the video description to sign up for free, because the first 2,000 people get 20% off their annual membership. So thanks to Brilliant for making learning fun, thanks to Chopsticks for not catching fire and burning my place down, and of course thanks to you for watching. I cut my finger making lunch, so I placed an order for some Band-Aids a couple minutes ago, and now they're 4 seconds away. That is a nearly silent drone system that can deliver a package from the sky right to my backyard in as little as 2 minutes with dinner plate accuracy. And as far as I'm concerned, that's basically teleportation. This is the very near future of package delivery from a company called Zipline. It's been over a decade since we were first promised drone delivery that looked like this, and to be honest, I was never that stoked about it because I couldn't imagine that anyone would actually want something that big and loud with dangerously fast spinning propellers landing anywhere near their house. And that was a bummer, because with the explosion of people using Amazon or food delivery apps like DoorDash or Instacart, billions of doorstep deliveries are now happening every year. But when your lunch only weighs a few ounces, driving it to everyone with these 2-ton gas-powered vehicles is wildly inefficient, bad for the whole planet, and not to mention just really slow. Drone delivery would not only take a lot of cars off the road, but it would be a lot faster than a car, it would be fully electric, fully autonomous, and it would cost pennies worth of energy per delivery. And with Zipline, because the droid that lowers the package can move laterally in any direction, it can make a dartboard-sized precision landing even in high winds, while the main drone can stay 400 feet up in the sky, making the whole thing whisper quiet. That is very quiet. Also due in part to the clever design of these really funky propellers. As you all know, I only make about 10 videos a year, and while most are just sort of ridiculous, I like to dedicate one video to showcase how clever people are using engineering to change the world for the better. And to be clear, the company I'm talking about today is not sponsoring this or paying me in any way. I'm just really impressed by the work that they're doing and how they're doing it. So we'll circle back in a minute to exactly how they're going to pull off deliveries using these short-range drones in a city, but it begs the question, if they can make it work there, why not use gliding drones to cover longer distances to deliver critical medical supplies for countries with lots of remote villages? Well, as it turns out, catapulting life-saving blood through the skies is what they've already been doing for over 6 years, which is why we need to head out to Rwanda to understand where this all started. And immediately after showing up, we were right in the thick of it as drones were taking off and landing as another one lands every 90 seconds. They're coming from everywhere. And as a newcomer, it felt a bit chaotic, but if you're gonna rack up 40 million miles worth of drone flights, your team needs to be operating with the efficiency of an F1 pit crew. So here's a crash course on how it all works. It all starts with an order coming in from a doctor at a hospital. Say, for example, for an emergency supply of blood. Then once it's all packed up, it gets passed out to be placed in the belly of the drone, and then the whole thing is placed on the launcher. At that point, they attach the wings, then secure the battery, followed by the nose cone. Then after some pre-flight safety checks, they launch the drone, all within 90 seconds of the order coming in. The catapult launcher takes the drone from 0 to 65 miles an hour in a third of a second, which is literally less time than it takes you to blink. And it's a pretty clever design too, because it means the drone immediately starts at its cruising speed, where it takes much less energy to stay airborne. Then once it's in the air, cruising at 70 miles per hour, it navigates its way to the hospital, and upon arriving, opens the trap door to drop the package, which lands safely using a parachute. Having now completed the mission, it continues making all its own decisions to autonomously navigate back home from as far away as 150 miles round trip. Then taking inspiration from an aircraft carrier, as the drone approaches, the military-grade GPS broadcasts its position within 1 centimeter, so these two poles know exactly when to swing up at the last possible moment, snagging a hook on the tail with the cable, which safely slows it down. Then once it's settled to a stop, the crew comes in to remove the battery and wings, and it all goes back into rotation. The whole thing is really impressive and incredibly robust, which means it works in pretty much any weather. And because there's no human steering it, it has no issues flying at night. So they run the operation 24 hours a day, which is how in 6 years, they've managed to make those 500,000 often life-saving deliveries. That is the uppermost top of the iceberg tip of how they're doing what they're doing. But what you should know is 6 years ago, all the experts told them this was a hopeless cause and failure was a near certainty, and they kind of weren't wrong.
Building an engineering product takes time, so you prototype, you build it, and then you fail, and then you try it again, and you fail, and you try it again until you have the shiny product that you want. This is a different type of aircraft. This is not what we had. The first one used to land on these inflated mattresses. The vehicle had a hook on the back. It had the tail.
Yeah.
The tail would deploy like an aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
And then the fishing pole would pull it, and it would land on the mattress.
First of all, he's not saying that figuratively. They were scrappy in the early days, using actual fishing poles, as you can see here. And secondly, this is Abdul. And what you should know about Abdul is he grew up in Rwanda, not far from where these drones are launching. And while he would eventually go on to do graduate work in robotics, attending both Stanford and Harvard, he got his start in engineering for much more simple means.
I remember that I would make cars from milk boxes that, was left over. We would add tires there and use it as a car.
Abdul was orphaned as a child when he lost both of his parents and all 3 of his siblings in the Rwandan genocide, narrowly escaping himself. But he didn't give up on his passion for engineering, and so as he got older, he would go around to all the local hospitals fixing their MRI machines for free using knowledge he gained from watching YouTube videos. Abdul was the very first Zipline employee in Rwanda, and he really helped to pioneer so many of the systems they have in place today that are now used all over the world. And so in an effort to test those very systems, I wanted to see if it was robust enough that even a total noob like me could send out an order. Oh, we got one. Panic!
Don't worry.
Don't worry, okay. Gloves, okay. Good enough. This is where the blood is, right?
O positive.
It's O positive.
Yeah.
I feel like I shouldn't be touching this. Stay calm, that's the #1 rule.
Now you scan.
Scan it.
Do 6 reps.
Like this.
2, 3, 4.
5, okay. Just out here saving lives. And once I ring the bell, it's the drone team's problem. Okay, what do I do?
Check if it's not tangled.
And push it here. Out of my way, I'm coming through. The wings, how's that? Battery, which one do we pick? There's so many. So after a final check of the drone's condition, a little bit of a look to the right and cough, we had liftoff. I'm a hero! We did it! I just saved the life, basically. Wow. How do you guys do this all day long? So now that I had a pretty good feel for the launch site, we headed out to see where some of these drones were actually flying to. So we left the launch site like 3.5 hours ago. We're driving to this remote hospital on these really windy roads. And as we've been driving, we've been tracking and seeing some of these zipline drones delivering blood and medical supplies to this hospital. So since we're about a half hour out, I thought it would be fun to place my own emergency order, and it could meet us when we get there. Because when you need extra ointment, you just need extra ointment. And sure enough, a few minutes after arriving, I got a notification for an incoming package. This is wild because we're like 4 hours away on some really windy roads. I got it! Close, so close. And so after opening the package and checking their handiwork, I asked if I could speak to a few of the doctors. When's the last time you delivered a baby?
In a few minutes ago.
A few minutes? That's pretty fresh.
For the doctors, it was like a miracle.
With Zipline, we are sure that in 15 to 20 minutes we are going to get what we need, and you are sure that patient will be saved.
But it wasn't just the doctors who were big on Zipline. I also spoke with a handful of patients who, for various different reasons, are all alive today because of a Zipline delivery.
Every time when I see the drones around, I just think that someone's life is going to be saved.
And that's kind of true, because their drones have reduced in-hospital maternal mortality by 88%. Zipline has 2 launch sites that give them coverage for pretty much anywhere in Rwanda, but they also have operations running in all of these countries. And while they serve 3,000 hospitals globally today, that number will be 10,000 by the end of the year. All right, so we've covered their long-range country delivery drones, which means we've now got the context to talk about their short-range city delivery drones. But first, I just have to interject here and say I was blown away by Rwanda as a country. I mean, right out of the gate, their stoplights are really cool because they're just countdowns till the light turns green. They can balance and carry pretty much anything on their heads, and there's motorcycle taxis everywhere. And given that when in Rwanda, you do as the Rwandans do, whenever possible, that's how we got around ourselves.
What a freaking boost.
Everyone was also super friendly everywhere we went. Well, not everyone, because if you stop to play soccer with some random kids,
Am I good? Am I good?
just know they're not going to take it easy on you. Besides the fact that Messi seems to like it, before traveling there, the only real thing I knew about Rwanda was the Rwandan genocide that took place about 30 years ago. And while there are still plenty of battle scars, as horrific as that was, it sort of galvanized the country into a period of healing and solidarity as a single Rwandan people instead of divisive ethnic groups. For example, on the last Saturday of the month, literally everyone spends the day picking up trash and volunteering in their local communities. And that's one of the reasons you hardly see litter anywhere. The other one being 15 years ago, they were one of the first countries to ban all single-use plastics. There was just a pervasive optimism in the air. Everyone was moving with a purpose everywhere we went. Not just working hard, but working smart with their resources on hand.
Yeah, buddy!
Including their improvised soccer balls. For over a decade, attending school up to age 16 has been both mandatory and free, and when you combine that with leapfrogging to new technologies like drone delivery, for the last decade, their economy has been growing at 4 times the rate of the US economy, while their violent crime rate has been 15 times less than the US. And finally, the most awe-inducing part of the whole trip was when I hiked to see an entire family of mountain gorillas up close in the wild, which was equal parts adorable and terrifying. Mountain gorillas only exist in these 2 tiny red regions. And while there's only 1,000 left in the world, I got to just chill with 20 of them. They're critically endangered, but thanks to Rwandan conservation efforts funded by people paying for brief visits like this, their numbers have climbed by 200 over the past decade. All that's to say that besides, of course, my own country, Rwanda is my new second favorite country. And next time I go back, I'm bringing a bunch of soccer balls, which I will give away to any kid who just promises not to embarrass me. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit more about these new short-range city drones. Because for the 4 billion doorstep deliveries that will happen this year in the US, and that number doesn't even include Amazon, by the way, why not at least try and take some of those slow-moving, traffic-causing, 2-ton gas-guzzling cars off the road in exchange for a much faster delivery that's also electric, autonomous, really quiet, and zero emissions. And while their solution of dropping down a droid that could perfectly control its landing from super high up seemed promising and way better than something like this that had been proposed before, when they first told me about it, I had 2 main questions. One, how loud and disruptive are they? Because the last thing we want are annoying drones buzzing by our rooftops all day. And 2, how safe are they? Because the other last thing we want is for those same annoying drones to start falling down on us from the sky. I also had a bonus 3rd question around how a business is even supposed to load in their items for delivery. And so in a search for answers, I went right to their headquarters, not that far down the road from where I live. And the first thing you notice in the lobby is this really cool projection that not only shows the total number of flights they've flown, now at over 500,000, but it also shows all the long-range drones they have in the air at that exact moment, delivering those critical medical supplies all around the world. And this isn't now just where they design and build all their drones, it's also where they do a lot of their testing. And they test pretty much everything in every way possible before getting it out to the field as quickly as possible. And according to their CEO Keller, this is something they discovered early on.
Our key insight was we were dumb. And we basically always assumed we were dumb, and for that reason, when we designed things, we got them into the real world super fast and learned by serving real people. And you learn so much that you can't learn in a lab or in an ivory tower.
And so before we actually hear just how quiet these things are, I just want to echo that all the best engineers I've ever known have had that same level of humility, knowing there's no better way to learn than to test and to break stuff. That's why I named the toy company I started that has the express goal of teaching kids to think like engineers, Crunch Labs. It's because things are supposed to crunch and to break and to fail along the way, and so if I could get them to do more than just passively watch a video, by building something alongside me while we talk about the physics of what's going on, then I know the principles will really sink in. So if you want to have a ton of fun while building up that resiliency in your brain like a muscle, just head to crunchlabs.com or use the link in the video description. Alright, so to answer my first question on the noise level, I'll just show you my actual reaction to the first time I heard it. I mean, I hear something that I cannot believe that's airborne. Are you serious? And I just wish there was a better way to convey this on video, but here's my best attempt. You'll first hear a leaf blower, then a typical hobby drone that weighs 1 pound, then their drone that weighs 50 pounds. And of course, I've kept the audio levels completely untouched for all 3. That is whisper quiet. That is very quiet. That cow is way louder than that drone. I bet the mic picked up that cow. And this test was incredibly surprising to me because I sort of just assumed the weight of a thing would exactly determine how loud the propellers will end up being to keep that thing in the air. But it turns out that's not actually true even if you just look at nature. Pigeons, for example, sound like this. But with owls, there's an evolutionary pressure to be as quiet as possible, and as a result, their flight sounds like this. For this reason, to crack the code, Zipline actually did turn to nature.
I definitely study the hummingbird a lot, where you have,
sure.
They have the worst case, they're tiny and they're really quiet. They just like hover there, you barely hear them.
By the way, that's Keenan. He's another Zipline co-founder, and for you robotics nerds, he's the dude who invented ROS, which is the open source software used by basically anyone who wants to build anything robotic. So in an effort to try and visualize the secret of their quiet propellers, in this graph, the area under the curve could represent the energy from one of those annoying high-pitched hobby drones, where the closest of these spikes is the high frequency that's just sort of grating on your ears. So after studying the hummingbird and designing really wild looking rotors like this, Zipline figured out how to take those spikes and flatten them all out. So while the extra weight means there's still more energy or area under the curve, getting rid of all the spikes means it's much more of a constant whooshing sound, more like white noise that your brain just sort of doesn't register. They use the same quiet propeller approach for their long-range drones, as you can tell from this doctor with an impeccable taste in YouTube content who just wanted to say hi. You've seen my videos, now you get to be in one. Have you seen the planes fly over and deliver the supplies here?
I have not yet seen one come and deposit something here.
That's amazing. There was just 15 deliveries in the last hour.
They're really quiet. If I would have heard it, I would have, gone to see it.
For my second question regarding safety, just like when sending something to Mars, all their critical systems have backups on board. In engineering, we call this redundancy, and they even demonstrated for us how if one propeller stops working, it can still fly due in part to the large back propeller that picks up the slack. And that back propeller is pretty clever, by the way, because it's what propels the drone forward as it moves across town, but then it turns down 90 degrees to help steer and create extra lift while it's stationary and dropping down the droid. In addition to the redundancy, a whole aircraft parachute is automatically deployed if there is a problem that's sensed, or if the drone just loses power altogether. And because of their painstaking engineering efforts, it's worth noting in the 6 years they've been operating for those 500,000 flights, they've had exactly 0 incidents causing any injury. As for my third bonus question around how the drones get loaded up, in the most simple case, something like a grocery store could reserve some parking spots as a loading zone. Or as one of the Zipline engineers told me,
you can take a window from your local pharmacy and turn it into this portal.
So the droid would come down the chute, then some ASAP items like these would get loaded inside, then it goes back up the chute, into the drone, and off for delivery. For healthcare, if you were really sick and say on a 15-minute video call with your doctor, by the time the call was ending, your medications could be on your back porch so you don't have to leave your house. You could also imagine how this could work with a distribution center or a large retail store. More than 90% of people in the US live within 10 miles of a large retail store, and Zipline drones conveniently can make a 10-mile round trip while carrying up to 8 pounds. An additional win for the planet here is you don't need to use all the cardboard to box it up because it doesn't have to survive being shipped out on a big truck. But this isn't just for big stores. Your favorite local shop or restaurant can now more easily afford to send a thing to your door, but at an ostensibly much lower cost than a person driving a 3,000-pound car to drop it off. And as soon as by the end of this year, customers such as Sweet Green will start delivering salads straight to your backyard. And not having packages left on front porches is the worst news to hit the porch pirate community since the invention of the glitter bomb.
Okie dokie. Yo Cooper, go to bed, you Mark Robber watcher.
Never. Actually, I will sing.
Okie dokie. Smiley face.
Alright, we f***ing get it, okay.
Alright, so if your mind isn't already blown, let me try one final time by planting a seed for something we might see much further in the future. And to be clear, this is not at all from Zipline. It's just an idea that won't leave my head after seeing all this, because it stands to reason if the system can work for packages, it should be able to work for humans, right? In other words, imagine a bigger drone, let's say it's an ambulance, with more powerful but equally quiet propellers parked so high up in the sky you can hardly see it. Then it lowers the entire cockpit like the droid, which could quietly touch down in your driveway. So you hop in or they put you in on the ground, then it reels you in so you can glide above roads and traffic straight to your destination, only to be dropped off safely in the same manner. Alright, so finally, I just want to wrap up with the coolest part of all of this by far. The whole time we were there, kids would be lined up at the fence to watch the drones be launched and captured over and over. In fact, one kid came up specifically wanting to show Abdul what he'd built completely on his own. And in that moment, it was impossible not to compare the complexity of this build to the simple milk carton version Abdul grew up making. Because here you have Abdul, who bears a scar on his head from the same machete that killed his entire family as a child, not only using his engineering knowledge to save the lives of his people, but more importantly, to inspire the next generation of problem solvers to dream even bigger. It's the type of thing that leaves you feeling a little bit of that contagious Rwandan optimism for the future and the incredible potential of us mere humans. In the future, your Crunch Labs box just might come from the sky. And the best part of Abdul's story is how, using the superpower of engineering, they literally willed something into existence that is now saving lives.